Wow!
We're back!
Whoa! Who saw this coming?
It's definitely not me. And I'm part of Power Trip.
Kevin's here with the part of Power Trip, but he's not feeling so hot.
No,
he might not add much, but he's here.
Yep.
I'm breathing.
Yep.
Give him a half hour for the Excedrin to kick in. How many did you take?
Spirit.
You took 2? Pussy. I take 3.
I also have like kidney issues and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
you're.
I have full body issues, my friend.
You're a freak when it comes to pills, though.
Although what's weird is my body is crap because of the stiff person syndrome. But my cholesterol, my blood sugar, every single thing I have, sans my...
Colitis.
No. Well, because of the colitis, I have anemia.
Oh.
But I don't remember what it is. I'm anemic and I think it's iron.
Oh, gotcha.
I have an iron deficiency because of the colitis.
Well, that's usually what anemia is.
Yeah.
So.
But other than that, everything's perfect. I was pounding I pounded a monster. I'm drinking another one. I ate a donut or two. I had my blood sugar taken. It was
3 donuts.
It was 89. I was like, Jesus. I have like super blood sugar, dude. But
Unreal.
just the rest of my body is garbage. It's just straight garbage day. But yes, welcome back to the PTG Powercast.
We are back. It's been what, like a year?
Might have been a little over.
Oh, jeez.
It's been quite some time. As everybody knows, I do all the editing, and I've been under the weather, and finding motivation, finding energy to do things is harder than normal. But we're back with Powercast, baby.
Yes, we are.
Because, God, who saw this coming? This topic.
This was me. This was me begging him.
You didn't beg me.
I didn't, but I really thought that you were, because you bought this game at the same time that I did. I think you
I
got
bought it at launch.
Yeah, you bought it at launch, and you got it the day after it came out?
Yeah, whenever Amazon delivered it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, because I got mine, I picked it up. Actually, no, I got mine the same day too, because I bought it on Amazon as well too.
Then I might have got it same day.
Yeah, maybe
it's hard
you did.
to tell sometimes.
So we're going to be talking about a game that came out in, I think it was late September of 2025.
Yeah.
And
Pretty recent.
It was Silent Hill F.
What does the F stand for?
I don't know. I think they leave that.
Does anybody know?
No, I think
I left my phone in the other room.
I think they leave that open. It could be Fox. Silent Hill Fox. I don't know.
That's not a bad theory.
I mean, maybe.
Actually.
It's a key theme of the game.
Yeah.
So.
That's actually not... That might not be too far. I was going to say flower.
That could be flower.
Because
too,
a lot of, like, the flowers...
The what is it? The monkey blood flower or something like that.
I can't remember what it's called.
Blood monkey flower. Yeah, it's... But
that slowly corrupts the town.
Yeah.
And so that is possible that could be with you. Again, this game... Just like all Silent Hills, falls into interpretation of the player.
Oh, it does. It does. Definitely. It's open to interpretation. I don't think any two players are going to get the same experience out of it or
Definitely not.
walk away with the same understanding of it. But I played through it, of course, because Silent Hill is my favorite series of all time. I was really...
You didn't just play through it. You played through it.
I did. I played through the entire thing. I got all the endings. I got the platinum trophy. I did everything. And after the first time I played it, and this might be spoilers for what's ahead, I was very disappointed, to say the least. Because I'm like, I can't believe that they're making you have to play this game multiple times in order to get the true ending. Because the ending... There is an ending that you are locked into the first time you play the game.
Correct. Whether you do a specific action or not.
It is a very unfulfilling ending.
Yes.
Where it's like, why did it end this way? I don't want to have to invest another 5 to 10 hours into this game to play through it again just to get what was intended to be the story.
Well, because you think at the time... you're playing through these multiple playthroughs that it's just going to be literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a sprinkle of something thrown in to add, oh, well, this is what the second thing, and here's another little tidbit of information. Like, you don't anticipate how much of a change the other playthroughs actually make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're playing through it again. I mean, you're going through the key points,
Mm-hmm.
but they're different each time.
Yes. So anyways, yeah,
But-
a sprinkle of this, a wrinkle of that, and the best thing...
A sprinkle of wrinkle?
So...
Shout out, thanks Killing 3.
Yes, thanks
Sprinkle
Killing
of
3.
wrinkle.
So anyways, when I was... After I had played it, I thought, okay, how did I get the worst ending in the game? And that was when I went to Google and I found out that it's like, nope, you're locked into this ending. Because I didn't want to look up anything. I didn't want to do anything that, like, gave away the plot and stuff.
Correct, yeah. I was
so-
exactly the same way.
And so I looked into it and it said, okay, regardless of how good or bad you play, you are locked into this ending for your first ending. And then you start to then get the different endings. You can find some additional material with New Game Plus. You have to play New Game Plus in order to unlock some of this other stuff. And I wanted you to play the game so that I could talk to somebody about it. And you're like, yeah, it's actually unwrapped. So I do plan on playing it.
It's unwrapped.
Little did I know
It wasn't even in the system.
that when Andy says that a game is unwrapped and he means to play it, that time frame could be anywhere between a week and months.
So,
Try a week and eternity.
Or maybe.
So-
You know how many games on that shelf
true.
he's never touched?
That's true.
PS3 game I still have is El Shaddai.
It's still sealed.
It's still sealed from the PS3.
Wow.
El Shaddai, Ascension of Metatron. And they just re-released it on the Switch.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so funny. I was like, that's just so cool.
So
it's fitting.
So I'm playing through the game again, and I keep asking Andy, "Hey, did you start the game yet?" No, but I plan to. I plan to this week. all right. So I keep playing, get another ending, keep playing. Hey, did you start it yet? Nope. But I have off tomorrow, so I'm gonna actually start it tomorrow.
Plugged
Okay.
it in the system.
All right, cool. All right. So I keep playing, and I think I got the platinum trophy before you actually even started really going into it.
Oh yeah, I think I got to the first save
So I
point
got
by the
so I
time
got
you
the
platinumed
yeah,
it.
so I got the platinum, and I'm like, you told me, oh hey yeah, I actually started playing it. I'm like, oh good, how far are you? Like, have you made it to any shrines? You're like, oh yeah, I made it to like 2 shrines already. I'm like, 2 shrines? How did you? Wow, you really went pretty
Power
far.
through.
And he's like, well, yeah. It's so I came over to his house and he's showing me. He's like, yeah, I got to 2 of these shrines. It's the Hokaris where you actually save. Those are not shrines.
The save point.
Those are the save points. You made it to 2 save points. Congratulations. You're very good at this game.
Congratulations.
The first 25 minutes of the game took him like 2 weeks to get
It
through.
sure did. And it got to the point to where I had to come over here and I had to sit and watch him to make sure that he
Oh,
actually
God.
played the game. And he
Hey, to my credit, so when you came over this morning, I was in the midst of playing Silent Hill 2.
Yes,
And
you,
you have not been prompting me to play that.
I have not.
Granted, I'm still playing on baby mode.
You
but
are
that's
playing
not
on
the
baby
point.
mode, but I think the only reason is you want to beat that game before I do.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I'm just trash at...
You just hate me.
No, I'm just very bad at games
No.
like these.
I meant the fact that you just want to beat it. I don't care about difficulty or anything.
Oh.
You want to beat it before I beat it.
Oh, no. That doesn't matter to me at this point anymore. But we've already kind of delved into it, but we'll get into kind of our first segment of this is just our initial overall feeling of the game,
Mm-hmm.
which you admit, or you already touched on it. I was very reticent to start the game, to
Of
say
course.
the least,
Of course you were.
because
It's an
So
investment.
you got to hear me out. When I beat games,
Just hear me out.
when I beat when I beat games, right? I think I don't remember what I played before this or what I beat before I ended up playing this, but I have a period where I have a hard time finding a game that'll stick with me for an extended period of time. So it's like I dabble. I'll play a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this until something finally clicks inside my head, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go with this. Like, I'm ready to. This has me invested, and Silent Hill F was no different. I played a little bit. I was also playing Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky first, which was the remake of Trails in the Sky for the PSP. That came out on PS5, so I was playing that as well. I think I was playing a game called Absalom. Like, I was just playing things back and forth. Some games on the Switch here and there. It's like, it just takes me a while to finally get motivated to that point where I'm like, okay, sit down, really invest, really power your way through this. And it takes me a second. And I admit, it took me quite a while.
Took you a lot of seconds.
It took me a lot of seconds. But I will say, once I hit, because you kind of told me, like, oh, did you get to a point with the, oh, by the way, this entire Powercast is nothing but spoilers. So if you plan on playing this game, don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Because we're going to spoil every damn thing we can.
Yeah, basically.
And you know, give our thoughts and our impressions. But you said something about scarecrows. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I feel like I've met them already, because I thought that was what the marionettes were.
Oh, yeah, no.
The marionettes are scary as hell. No. Every enemy in this game is pretty fucking creepy. But I'm like, oh, okay, the scarecrow part. I'm like, all right. Well, then, all of a sudden, I'm seeing these fields. And I'm like, oh, this must be what he's talking about. So I'm working my way through it. It's still kind of taking me a little bit of a while to get going, because I'm not that good at combat. Like, it took me a while. What originally took me a while to get going in this is the fact that at the beginning of the game, not in New Game Plus, but in your original playthrough, you have no means to defend yourself against, like, the first
pretty much
good handful of enemies.
It's very front heavy.
And not only that, but you're in tight quarters. You can't evade through things.
Not completely. You can evade some things, but even if you try to evade them as best you can, you're pretty much going to be taking damage at some point. Yeah. Trying to get away from it. They do chase you down, like, quite a ways, like where when you play games, like, you try to get as far away as you can, you're like, there comes a point where it's just like, okay, they're not going to catch you anymore.
Right.
But these guys, they actually do follow you for quite a bit of time.
You hear those clip claps of those little needle feet, and you hear them coming fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they chase you down.
Yes, they do.
And that's where you get to that point where your friend, Shu, gives you the red pill case.
Yep.
So your very first thing you get is 10 red capsules. So you're already low on life, so you pop these capsules, get your health back. All right, perfect. Well, now you still have no means to defend yourself, but you're getting chased down by these marionettes with the knives, which are glorious design. I loved how they moved. I loved how they acted. It was great. But then, once I found the first pipe, okay, you know, you get to that point where she's fed up, she finds the pipe, you start fighting. Fighting takes a little getting used to.
It takes a lot of getting used to.
But it's Silent Hill. It's like everything else. Silent Hill has never been an action-oriented, combat-heavy title.
Only, well, technically twice has it.
Has it really? Which one?
I would say Silent Hill Homecoming.
What was that for?
Homecoming was for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Oh, okay.
It's the one where you play as Alex Shepard, and he is like kind of like a military guy.
Okay, so I suppose that makes sense.
So it makes sense why he is able to attack and defend himself the way that he does. And then obviously one that doesn't really fit the norms of the rest of the Silent Hill series is Book of Memories, the one that came out for the Vita, I believe it was, which is a dungeon crawler, which is all about just actually combat. It's completely combat heavy. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So this isn't the first time that there has been a Silent Hill game where the focus was on combat, but...
Would you say it's the first, like, mainline? Is there really a mainline Silent Hill?
What do you mean a main line?
Like, I don't know.
Silent Hill F would be
Like,
considered main line.
Yeah, well, I know, that's what I'm saying, but like...
Every single Silent Hill
Every
game
single
has
Silent
been,
Hill would be considered
main line, with the exception of Book of Memories, I think.
Okay, that's what I was kind of getting
or
at.
Like the play novel that came out for the Game Boy Advance.
The GBA, where it was basically a retelling of one.
Basically it was, but I think it only came out in Japan too. So
yeah, you could probably get... I wonder if they have an English patch.
I already have one. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You do.
I already got one. Yeah. $24.99 on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, which is fine. I mean, it's worth it, but I mean, yeah, it's Silent Hill 1 just retold, like in a visual novel. So it was really nice.
Well, the reason I say mainline is because they kind of ditched the number formula.
Yes,
you had Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, The Room, and then...
After The Room is when they ditched it, because Silent Hill 5 was actually supposed to be Homecoming, and...
Well, I suppose F could be 5th?
And it could be. It could be.
Did you ever find anything about it?
The developers are intentionally vague about what the F stands for.
Of course they are, and I think that they shouldn't say what it means, because
I hope not.
Like we said, it's Silent Hill is meant to be interpreted in a million different ways. It is meant to be interpreted by the gamer who is playing it. So anything that you believe in Silent Hill, if you are perceiving it, then that is a truth to you.
So like
I do believe that.
The two big speculations I saw were flower.
Okay, so I was right there.
Or because of the way the F is stylized, forte, as in musical note.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what that would have to do with anything.
I thought I was pretty clever with the Fox thing, but...
Yeah, because forte wouldn't make sense, because there's no musical theme to it. Music is great.
Well, but it could just be because forte, strong...
Oh, could be.
The music gets pretty strong when there's like enemies in the shrine areas.
Well, and it could all be about her her strength and whatever.
But anyways, with the combat of this game, honestly, there's a lot of elements that I don't think anything is brand spanking new except for the sanity meter. Silent Hill has never had a sanity meter before.
No.
And so you had a sanity meter to pay attention to. You had a stamina bar to pay attention to, which, even though you've never had a stamina bar before, what people may kind of overlook is that stamina has always been a part of the Silent Hill series, where if you're running for a long time and you stop your character, you'll notice that they're going to like bend over and they're going to start trying to catch your breath. So stamina has always been there. It's just never been in bar form where when it gets depleted completely, you can't do anything.
No,
like,
she gets exhausted.
You can't run, you can't swing, you can't attack, you can't do nothing.
Right. Then you have
and then you have your weapons, and you have the durability, which is nothing new. You had a durability system in Silent Hill Downpour. The only problem is with Downpour, which they corrected with Silent Hill F, is that you could literally swing your weapon 2 or 3 times, and you may break it in Downpour. But weapons were plentiful in that game, but still, it was very annoying to think, okay, I'm ready for any kind of action that's coming my way, and literally 2 hits in, you break a weapon, and it's like, well, now what do I do?
Oh, it's Breath of the Wild.
So honestly, it a lot of what people are saying about, like, I saw something where they were like, oh, they turned it into a Dark Souls-like game because of a Souls-like game because of all of the, like, the durability bar, the stamina bar, the sanity bar. Why do you have to pay attention to all these things? It's like, honestly, you get used to it after, like, I would say your first couple hours in. Like, all of a sudden, it's like you already know what you got to do.
Which is what eventually I got to that point where it's like, okay, because You never used it, but you have an ability to focus.
Yes. Yeah.
And focusing increases your attack strength.
Up, another F.
Oh, focus. Yes.
Oh my God, Silent Hill focus. But it also increases your ability to foretell or like foresee like a counterattack moment. Yeah. So it makes it more abundant, or more not abundant.
Easier to counter.
Yes.
Easier to perform a counter.
Yes, because you can see, because I'm terrible at countering without focusing.
Which is funny because I was the exact opposite. I sucked trying to counter with focus on. And when I didn't have focus on, it was easier for me to counter because I could see the red outlines of the enemies.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to have the focus on to counter, but it ironically makes it easier to counter when you're in focus mode, which ironically made it harder for me to counter.
But then, so their weapons are plentiful, even though there's a durability meter. Obviously, some weapons are better than others. Your steel pipe being your baseline. Mm-hmm. You get a kitchen knife, which is basically the best weapon in the game.
OP as hell.
But breaks very quickly. Mm-hmm. But not only on top of that, you have these Omamoris that you can equip, which have various effects. Mm-hmm. Raise your health, raise your sanity. There are some combinations you can get that just completely break the game and make durability non-existent.
Some of the synergies are so good that it completely destroys the level of the game, where it's like things that would have been super tough for you, all of a sudden it's like you cannot possibly believe how much easier combat can get.
That's why when you hear like, oh, I gotta play through this game 3 times, you think to yourself, well, with each playthrough, you can also upgrade your stats that much further. Mm-hmm. Meaning you can equip more Omamoris, you can get more health, you can get more sanity, you can get more stamina.
Yeah.
As long as you find the Emmas that allow you to do that, which are pretty... not well hidden, but you gotta look.
Some of them are easy to find. They're just off the beaten path, but some of them, yes, you have to look, and they're difficult to find.
Yeah.
So,
but so every subsequent playthrough does get faster, and it does get easier.
It does.
My last playthrough, I had a setup to where I lost no durability as long as I was focusing. Mm-hmm. Light attacks outside of focus. The durability consumption was greatly reduced, and you dealt more damage if you use light attacks.
Let me just add a little preface in here.
What's this?
Is that Andy also did not take damage from enemies.
No, He played on
baby mode.
I played on baby mode because I am not good at these games. I'm not good at item management. I am not good at stat management.
I just had to throw that out there, though, is that enemies were not dealing him... Basically, they were dealing him a sliver of damage at a time. A sliver.
The one thing I will complain about is your first playthrough, your item bag is so tight.
Tiny.
It is...
You have 7...
It can get... That was another thing.
7 slots that you start off with, and the...
Items do not stack as well as you think they do.
Correct. When you stack items, like when we say stack items, you can have many of the same item, and it only takes up 1 slot. However, in this game... Stacking only allows you to stack 3 items before it starts to take up a new slot.
So if you have 6 bandages, that's 2 slots.
Yep.
But the only thing that doesn't is the red pills, because you have a capsule case.
Yes.
So that's the only thing that will only ever take up 1 slot. Mm-hmm. No matter how many pills you have, it only takes up 1 slot. Mm-hmm. So at some point you get to the... I mean, yes, the bandages do increase your health more, but the red pills are kind of more useful because not only do they restore health, they restore stamina and or I think sanity.
Yes.
I think it's sanity.
It's not stamina. It's sanity. It's sanity. Yes.
So it's a twofer. Mm-hmm. And obviously you're gonna... but you find all these different items that you can sacrifice to the shrines to get faith. Mm-hmm. Which allow you to upgrade your abilities. It allows you to draw random omomoris for various purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot going on. So it was part of the reason it took me again so long to get into it. Mm-hmm. I had such a constraint. They throw so many items at you within the first couple hours.
They do.
That you're not sure what's going to be useful, what's not going to be useful. How many bandages am I going to need? Is this weapon better than this?
Mm-hmm.
I found a sickle. Is that better than a pipe? I wouldn't think so, but it was.
It was, yeah.
But it's just, there was a lot of things that I get overwhelmed easily in games like these.
Yeah.
I tread very carefully. I get paranoid about not having enough resources because, and I blame it solely on the Resident Evil 2 remake. I will always come back to this. Adaptive difficulty is the stupidest thing to have ever been created. The more zombies you kill, the harder they become to kill. In a game like Resident Evil,
where you're constantly bombarded with zombies
that come back.
Mm-hmm.
In Resident Evil 2 Remake, the enemies come back. So you're limited on it. I ran out of ammo.
Yeah.
The knife is limited.
The knife?
The knife was limited in that game.
Wait, the combat knife?
Yes.
It didn't. Oh,
it was not permanent. So I literally ran out of ways to defend myself. I had to spend $2 to get infinite ammo, infinite grenade launcher, and I think infinite something else. I don't know. I just grenade launchered my way through it.
God.
But at some point, I think I was in like the sewers or something in Resident Evil 2.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many shit monsters. How does anybody play this?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm thinking to myself is, how does anybody play this without killing stuff?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, people do, obviously. People have beaten this game much better. Like, am I really that bad?
Yes.
I can't.
You're not great.
I'm not bad at games.
You're not bad at games. It's just that, so you like roguelites.
Yeah,
you're decent,
point.
and you like the dungeon crawlers and stuff like that. You like games like that. You like first person stuff like what was that one that you really got into?
Destiny.
So like games like that. The games where like action games or combat heavy games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, like it's never been your forte.
Well,
you like the
survival horror.
Survival horror, yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, like Fatal Frame, I did great. I actually did. I had no issue with the Fatal Frame games because you can attack stuff.
Yes, you can.
And you have plenty of ammo.
Yeah.
Kuan, your weapon was infinite.
Yeah.
Like, I had no issue with that.
Yeah. Did you ever play or finish Rule of Rose?
No, I never played it.
Oh yeah, you're.
Come on.
Combat wise, you're not gonna like that game.
Come on, son. You're crazy.
So.
But I mean, I might at some point. But but for some reason, the original Resident Evil I could play and I've beaten, but the Resident Evil 2 remake, the enemies coming back, I think, was one of the dumbest ideas. Because at one point I didn't know where to go. So I'm backtracking, trying to find where I'm supposed to be going, but enemies are coming back.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to kill them.
It's punishing you for not knowing where to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which then made the game harder. I'm like, boy, this zombie that took 3 headshots is all of a sudden taking 8 headshots. I have no ammo. So it got to the point where I gave up because I'm like, this is stupid. And I haven't even tried the Resident Evil 3 remake. I tried 7. I hated it. I don't like being chased constantly.
That's my one thing. And so I did, and I think I told you this, but I did have a point where it took me a couple days to get back into Silent Hill F. So I made it to the first shrine area, and right after you encounter the little doll that is like telling you not to trust Fox Mask, that's when you encounter the first enemy. The big guy with the shackles on him, and he's got the chest or the hole in his chest and no face and stuff.
Yes.
Where he's like coming at you and then he screams at you and stuff. And that was your first kind of foray into like really having to do the
puzzle and
and attack and stuff. And so I was trying to deal with him combat wise, which combat I was still kind of learning the ropes, so I wasn't really good at the combat. And I'm like, I
would have
died.
been easier if you focused.
Yeah, well, I died a couple times at him. Not gonna lie, died a couple times at him my first playthrough. And so one time I actually did beat him, and I'm like, oh, thank God, now I can actually go about doing this puzzle and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden the music picks up again. I'm like, why does it sound like the music's picking up like there's an enemy back again? Sure enough, and this is before you find out that enemies that don't evaporate, or like if they're in a special area, they go black, and you can see smoke coming off of them. That means that they're not dead. It's just time-based. They're going to come back. So
it's only in the shrine areas.
Yes.
Yes.
But then there are certain shrine parts where you don't have to worry about that, though.
Correct.
Where it's like the blue light actually like kills
Sucks
them.
them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I thought this is the one thing, and I've played Resident Evil 7 before, and it was the one thing that I did not like, is that in these survival horror games, I don't mind being scared, I don't mind jump scares, I don't mind any of that stuff. But do not tell me you have to do this as quick as possible without actually enjoying what's going on around you because you're being chased by something else. So it's like, I have to do this puzzle while I'm being chased. So I need to focus, hyper-focus on what to do with, like, while this guy is chasing me and trying to kill me, and he has killed me many times before.
You did realize that if you just stood perfectly still,
yes,
he just walked right by you.
So after a couple days where I had to kind of like build myself back up and say like, no, just come on, it's just one enemy, it's not gonna be a big deal. Like, then I started getting better at the combat. Not only that, but then yes, I did realize like halfway through, I'm like, there was one time I hit him like 3 times. Ran away waiting for him to like come at me so that I could hit him again, and all of a sudden he started walking around the other way, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is he not chasing me? And then it dawned on me, he doesn't have a face. When he did that initial scream, it was like kind of like the sonar. So it's like, I bet you it's like the lickers where they can't see you, they can hear you if you're running. So it's like I'm literally inching, like, so that I'm not even making noise while I'm walking.
If you had read the journal entry in there, she mentions in the journal entry, I need to watch my steps when this creature's around.
I noticed that, but I didn't. I at the time I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So
that was one thing I actually really liked too, was her journal.
Yeah.
Was the fact that it updated constantly when things happen, and it's in her handwriting and things. And it gives descriptions of a lot of the enemies and how to defeat them. And I need to watch out for this. This thing's vulnerable when it does this. Like, it was actually very, very clever. I liked the way the journal kind of played into her her like perception on things.
Yeah, and honestly, the more I think about it, the more I wish that they would make a almost like a replica journal
like
for that game,
like a compendium,
like a compendium that just has all of the stuff that you could get in that game, and like a recreation of it. I would buy that thing in a heartbeat, just so that I could have like all the lore and read it like at my own leisure and stuff like that, instead of having to, because that's the problem with having a lot of lore. This game has a lot of lore, and it requires you to read a lot, but at the same time, you don't want to read a lot because you got to get into the game. You have to play the game. You can't, every time you have to spend a couple minutes reading 4 or 5 pages of a note, it kind of takes you out of that immersion, and then you have to get back into the game. And so there is a little bit of an off-balancedness of it, but at the same time, it does actually, I think it does provide a lot of story notes, and it adds a lot of flavor to the game by having that history. And
luckily, a lot of the notes weren't too heavy when it came to like reading. It's not like some games where it's like you're reading paragraph after paragraph, and they're long paragraphs. It's like these were just like small snippets of like this and that. It wasn't like, I mean, yes, there were some that were several pages, 3 or 4 pages, but they weren't like like it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, to backtrack, scarecrows.
Mm-hmm.
Once I hit the scarecrow segment and I'm used to combat, that's when I fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see this through. Because...
And I kept asking you, too. I'm like, did you make it to the scarecrows yet? Did you make it to the scarecrows yet? Because I knew that... So, you have kind of a... You get scared from those kinds of, like, scarecrow-type enemies. Because I remember the scarecrow-type... creatures from Illbleed that like always stuck with you, and so when I got to that part of the scarecrows, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna make Andy shit his pants.
And the way they move just is creepy. And by then you've already hit your first shrine, the first shrine area, so you're kind of already now. You
already know how
you're seeing how things are changing, and you're like, oh, that's weird. So it kind of got me more and more interested and invested, and I'm like, all right, I want to see where this goes.
Do you ever get to that point too, like with the scarecrows around too, where you're just moving around and all of a sudden you hear like feet, like footprints and stuff, and you turn around and you see a scarecrow but you don't hear anything, and then you start going again and all of a sudden you hear the feet again.
And then you turn around
where they're only chasing you when you're not looking at them. Oh.
And then you turn around and they're moved.
Oh my god!
That was that part sucked. Because yes, there's that. I hate when enemies are moving when you're not looking, but the second you turn around, you have to try to see which one of the ones were not in the place that they were before. And that scarecrow segment got to the point where it's like, because you have to find the correct one to move on to the next.
It points you in the direction of the next one. It points you in the direction,
because you're lost in fog. Silent Hill. What would Silent Hill be without fog?
And the highest difficulty in both the puzzle mode and the action mode is called Lost in the Fog.
Yeah, which is fitting.
Yeah.
But, this once the scarecrows hit and I was able to defend myself well and got used to the combat and like I got more into the narrative, it completely took me over. I was like, this is incredible, and I played it not begrudgingly but willingly through that first playthrough, and it got me good. Like, there are some legitimately creepy parts in this game.
So my first playthrough, obviously I did not look up any reviews, I didn't look up anything, so I had no idea what the story was going to be about. Honestly, so Hinako is the main character. She is going to be getting married, and you don't know to who.
You don't quite know.
You don't even know that there's an arranged marriage.
Not in the first playthrough. No. You don't know that she's getting married off.
That's true. Actually, yeah.
It doesn't even come up.
No, it doesn't. So when I first played it, I'm playing it. I could notice that Shu definitely had like a thing for.
Oh, they both
Hinako.
Did. They both did.
Hinako, I don't know if I would say they both did. She felt very comfortable around him, but you could tell that it's like she didn't have the same level of involvement that he did.
In one of the later journal entries, if you read up on, I believe it's either Shu's, she mentions that she wishes he would see her as would see her as a woman.
Oh, it's funny. It's because he
always calls her partner.
Yeah. Because
he doesn't want to ruin their relationship.
Which is funny because she wanted him to see her more as a girl, and he just wanted to be with her.
Yeah, they wanted to be together.
Well,
which is kind of what happens in one of the endings?
Sort of.
Yeah, so this is back in 1960s Japan.
Yeah, 1960s Japan. I think the story actually ends up taking place in 1962.
Yeah, so it's girls play with girls, boys play with boys. Girls who play with boys are outcasts.
Yep.
That is not a thing that happens in Japan.
And girls can't do boy things either. When you get old enough, you get married, and you become subservient to your husband. You are basically, you raise kids, and that is your job. You're not to do anything else. You just raise the kids.
And in that first playthrough, you see it. You see that parallel in the mother and the father.
Yes.
I don't want to say it, but I want to say it. Hinako's mom is basically her husband's bitch.
For them, in the first playthrough,
very clear.
It is. Yes,
that's what you see. You see it, and she even like, her dad is so like gets drunk all the time. Hinako's dad throws a knife at her because he used to be like a very skilled fisherman, so he throws his fillet knife at her and it sticks in the floor, and Hinako's mom does nothing about it.
Yeah,
you know, it's always been Hinako's sister Junko who's always stood up for her.
Yep.
You know, and that's kind of where like the story kicks off is Hinako's sister is getting married. She's going to leave.
Yep.
And you know, and she's even saying like, you've always been the one to protect me and take care of me, and it kind of rolls from there about the whole theme of, you can tell Hinako's against the idea of marriage because
it changes. It changes. The woman loses her identity.
Yes.
She loses her ability to be independent and to enjoy life the way that she was meant to, and it becomes
she loses choice.
Yes, she loses choice. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
That's how it was back then in Japan.
But as the story was evolving, I kept on thinking like, oh my god, Hanako is dead, because they were referring to her as being dead already and stuff. And especially once you get out of the the rice fields with the scarecrows and stuff, there's plenty of times where Shu is like around you and talking to you, and like there's one part where like you turn around and Shu was right behind you. You turn to look back and Shu's gone. And I'm like, oh my god, these are like echoes of like her life, that she's dead and she's like thinking back about like things that had happened in her life. So I was like fully invested, like thinking that that's what was going on. And then the more I played, the more you start getting into like thinking about it in the perspective of, it was 1960s Japan. It's actually, she's not dead. It's the fact that she is going to be getting married. I think they do make mention of it in the first playthrough.
The only mention they make is the fact that the dad's debt will be cleared.
Maybe that's what it is, but
there's a note that says, for doing this, all of your debt, because his dad's severely in debt.
Yep.
Apparently, which you don't find out until later playthroughs.
Yeah.
The dad's partner basically stole all his money and ran off. So now he's heavily in debt and basically sold his daughter to, at the time, a nobleman to clear their debt.
Sold her to a nobleman, but like there's layers to that onion that build as you go on.
There's so much that's unfolding.
And so then I started realizing, okay, no, Hanako is not dead. They're just calling her like she's dead already, because it's like this Hanako is going to go away because she's going to get married, and then she's no longer going to have it's not going to be that same girl. Or her friend Sakoku, who tells her that like when you first see her, she's like, oh, how, like, traitor. She calls her a traitor. And you're just like, why did she call her that? And then halfway through the game you realize, oh, it's because you're a traitor. You told me that we would always be together, but now that you're getting married, you're going to have this life and I'm never going to see you again, so you are a traitor to me. So I'm like, things just kept clicking into place and becoming more clear by the time that you got to the end of the story.
Yeah, and it's, you can obviously see the tension between Shu and Hinako, but her friend Rinko has a huge crush on Shu, which one of the shrine segments starts by Rinko basically pushing her down the stairs.
Yep, it sure did.
Basically, in this game, anytime Hinako gets knocked out, Shrine time, baby.
Yeah.
Because it happens a lot.
So it's funny because some people said that you can interpret it the way that you want. Where did Hinako just fall down the stairs, or did Rinko push her? And somebody did one of those like out of bounds, like moving the camera when you can't, and they're like, you can clearly see Rinko and her arms stretched out. Like, yeah, it's hard to say that. Like, no, Hinako did not fall down the stairs. Rinko pushed her down the stairs.
Yeah. But so yeah, but we're jumping ahead so many endings here.
No, I'm not. I have not even touched on any of the endings.
No, we have kind of we've jumped around a little bit, but let's get into something. Let's just kind of get into like just the aesthetics of the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the graphics, gameplay. We've already touched on gameplay in terms of the Omamori system, how battle works, but graphically speaking, this game is gorgeous.
It is.
I mean, it's PS5 worthy. They could not have made this game any more beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, the flowers are terrifying, but gorgeous at the same time.
Yep.
But then you have those weird bulging mass things, which are very upsetting.
Yeah.
The shrine areas are really cool. They're gorgeously done. The enemy designs, every single enemy was very, very well done.
And especially the boss designs were just absolutely amazing. They were out of this world.
Yes, every boss.
Neobard's knocked it out of the park with this.
The bosses were perfect.
Mm-hmm. This was one of the games too where it's and maybe it was just because of my settings, but I told you that this is one of the very first games that I've ever played where there were certain times where you really couldn't tell, or it wasn't as clear as you would think that it would have been between a cutscene and then going into the game action. That's how good the graphics were. Even just while you're like exploring and doing your stuff, like it looks just as good as the cutscenes.
Yes.
And I was so blown away by that, where it's like a cutscene ends and you start and you're like, oh my god, okay, I'm back to here. I thought it was just going to be an extended scene or something like that.
The only way you would tell the difference is if you were playing in performance mode, where you're at 60 frames per second, or if you were playing in graphics mode, which you played in graphics mode.
I did, because I never touched it. Whatever the
lower frame rate.
Yeah.
And when you're in that lower frame rate, you're right. You can't tell the difference.
No.
And I've always said that to me is pinnacle graphics. Is when you can't differentiate between cutscene and gameplay.
Actual gameplay. Yep.
That to me, like it doesn't get better than that.
No.
Except maybe if they did 60 frames per second in the cutscenes. But that's, I mean, I don't know how easy that would be for them to do.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, you could always tell a cutscene because if you had the kitchen knife, all of a sudden she's got a pipe.
But the pipe was always the default.
Yeah, which all right, whatever, that's forgivable. But graphics wise, this game knocks it out of the park. You watch the towns get slowly corrupted by that, being chased by the fog monster. Those segments where you're being chased are terrifying.
The aesthetics of the level design too was absolutely amazing. I have never been to Japan before, but I can almost imagine, like, if I ever went to Japan, like, there are probably prefects there that probably look just like Ebisagoku.
Yeah.
Like, I could not believe how realistic it looked.
It looked like such a small... it was a small little town.
It was, yeah.
And it's... the one thing I will say, and maybe it's just me, the game felt linear, if that makes sense.
It was pretty linear.
Compared to other Silent Hills. Like I said, I've been playing Silent Hill 2 Remake now, right? So when you're out in the city, you can just venture around. You can go into all these other buildings. You can go... You have these open roads. Even in the first Silent Hill, you can go all these open roads. I mean, yes, you're kind of bottlenecked into where you are, But this one, the paths were very windy. There were small little coves you could go into, a house here or there. But everything was very trailed.
Yes. So
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I know what you're saying is that even though, so you say that it's not linear when you can explore the city and stuff like that, but even Silent Hills 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, you could do a little bit of exploring, but at the same time, it is linear.
Well,
yes. You can just explore while you're on that specific chapter or that specific point, but eventually you're going to have to get to this point, which will then take you to this point. And while you're in the Woodside Apartments, you can look into all these different rooms, but then eventually you're going to make it out of the apartment and go to this area. So there always has been that linear design, but this one, 100%, it is much more linear because, and even down to the fact that when you get to certain chapter points, or at least I call them chapters.
Yeah.
They will actually block off certain areas that you can't pass, and then you go back on like a road or something like that, and you think, oh, I can't go this way because it was blocked before. Now all of a sudden you beat one chapter of the shrine, and then you're back in Ebisagaoka, and all of a sudden you can go through that area again. So it literally boundaries you so that like, okay, you can't go here yet. So
there's a truck blocking the way. Well, all of a sudden the truck's knocked off the road. Yeah. Now you can go this way. So it's like
it was pretty linear.
Yeah. The only area that didn't feel that way was the middle school. That one was very reminiscent to like the Woodside Apartments from Silent Hill 2, because the middle school you could kind of go around, or you could go outside the thing, you could do...
Or it was reminiscent to the Midwich school.
Oh, yeah.
Silent Hill 1.
Yeah, good point. I don't have as good a memory as of Silent Hill 1
no,
as
I know,
do
you don't.
too.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
But, yeah, this one felt much more linear, which, again, in multiple playthroughs...
It was.
But... Well, at the same time, not in multiple playthroughs. But that's, again, jumping ahead. So yes, you're going through the town. You're being knocked out. You're going through these shrines, and these shrine areas. You're being led around by this fox mask.
Yep,
it's a man a white-haired man wearing a mask of a fox, and he's very tender to you, which is very contrary to basically everybody in her life. You know, her friends are, except for Shu, are kind of shitheads. Not outright. You don't find that out till later, but basically her friends are shitheads.
To be quite honest, at one point I actually thought that Fox Mask was like the adult version of Shu.
I kind of had that thought too, not gonna lie.
Yeah, until I found out who he really was. I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But I really thought it was going to be like the adult Shu, like she was giving in to like the whole marriage thing.
Yeah. So yeah, you're being led around this shrine. You're doing these things, and he's being very, very nurturing, very loving to her, which is very contrary to how her life actually is. And you kind of see her changing.
Yep.
You see her becoming not complacent, but like almost like accepting of it. Yeah. Yes, like subservience, not the word either.
It's not really subservient. I think it's just more accepting. It's just more accepting of what is happening around her.
Yeah, almost like she's falling for him because he's being so wonderful to her.
It's not as bad as she had made it in her mind. Yes. She thought that life ends the moment that you get married, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, no, this guy is really treating me with respect, and he's really looking out for me, so you know what, maybe it doesn't have to be bad.
She thinks every man that she marries is going to just end up just like her father.
Drunk and just,
which again could play into why she's so against going ahead with Shu. She figures at some point Shu will end up just like her father.
Yep.
Being abusive, being that, you know, you belong to me, you know, you have no identity. So I think that could play a part into the whole idea of that. But yeah, so the shrine areas are very unique and different, and then you come out of them, and then it's back to the real quote unquote world, which is why I've never understood why people complained why this doesn't feel like Silent Hill. People originally were like, "Oh, this isn't Silent Hill. This is in Japan."
Yeah, their big gripe with why this wasn't a Silent Hill game is because it doesn't take place in the town of Silent Hill. But honestly, even just from history of old games, Silent Hill 4 never took place in Silent Hill.
No.
It took place in South Ashfield or something like that. Silent Hill Homecoming did not take place in Silent Hill. It took place in Shepherd's Glen.
Hell, this new one that's coming out, this Silent Hill Townfall.
Well, because they're starting to go through it. The idea that it's taking place in Japan was already kind of hinted at with Silent Hill: A Short Message. You haven't played it yet, but
no, I haven't.
They actually talk about what's called the Silent Hill phenomenon, where it basically they explain that it can happen at multiple, like it can happen anywhere. It's not just Silent Hill, but it's a phenomenon that happens. Maybe it originated in Silent Hill, but it's now happening in every, like, other places that it's similar, so it can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
And they honestly, people could say what they want, but they had already started alluding to that when PT came out. Because the game was going to be called Silent Hills, meaning plural, there's more than one Silent Hill. So the idea was already there. Why they're now starting to complain about, oh, this doesn't feel like Silent Hill? You've got a fog, you have a story that you can't understand, or that is developing while you're trying to uncover what's happening, and you're being attacked by monsters that are clear representations of how our main character feels. What more do you want this to be in order to be a Silent Hill game?
Well, even just like, if you want to break it down even further, when you're in the real world, like the town of Ebola Sarsaparilla, like
Ebola Sarsaparilla.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't correct you because I wanted to hear how he was going to pronounce it.
Ebola Sarsaparilla. You could consider that the real world. Mm-hmm. And then when she ends up in the shrine world, could be considered the Silent Hill. Because, you know, as you find out later, it's something different. Mm-hmm. You know? So, I mean, you could interpret it that way, where there's the two differentiations. Yeah. Just like in Silent Hill 3, where Heather's in the regular world. Mm-hmm. You turn on a faucet, blood comes out. Oh, shit, now I'm in Silent Hill. Yep. You're like, well... All right, here we go.
I guess we're doing this.
I guess we got Tubby Lumpkins coming after me now.
Tubby Lumpkins.
So I mean, like you said, take it how you want. This game is Silent Hill through and through.
It is, and there's clear homages to a lot of other Silent Hill games. I don't know if we can talk about this now, or if you plan on talking about this at other points, but honestly. You've got so many different, like, example. You got, so I don't know if you actually noticed this, but the music in Ebisugaoka, there were points where you could hear a hint of a radio, like the radio in like staticness from Silent Hill 1. And I think that's because you had you had Akira Yamaoka doing the music for the Ebisugaoka sections. It was actually somebody else for the shrine areas.
It almost you could hear it almost as the battles were about to start. Mm-hmm. Like when enemies were near you, you hear almost like that static start, and then it gets into like the battle music. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or like, because there were a lot of different iterations of battle music too. It wasn't just one song. Like there were a lot, like as you progressed and enemies became more and more corrupted, the music changed. Yeah. So it was, and depending on what you were fighting, of course.
But you also had, so there was also an homage to the short message, which just came out because they're talking about the Silent Hill phenomenon, and this is happening in Japan. You also had, after the first shrine, I don't know if you caught this, but after she passes out and you're going to go back to Ebisugaoka, you can start seeing the, almost like the walls starting to evaporate.
Yeah,
which actually was a little bit of Silent Hill movie, the very first movie.
Yeah.
So they had they had a little bit of that in there. You had I think we talked about this already, but you had the combat was straight out of Homecoming. The ambience I felt was very close to Downpour, Silent Hill Downpour. I pointed this out to you too when you're at Hanako's house. They had an obvious tribute to PT in there as well too. When you go through the house, you go through those double doors, and all of a sudden you're still back in the house.
Yeah, you're back at the entrance of the house, but the house is different.
Correct.
It was very, very clever.
And then on top of that too, people had started realizing too that the flowers that were around Shu's house, like in the back of his house, around circling the pond, were very similar to what ended up becoming White Claudia, and that the pills, the red capsules that you're taking, are literally derived from White Claudia, which was literally the drug of choice from Silent Hill 1 that turned Silent Hill into what it was.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's so many clear homages that you just how somebody is saying this is not a Silent Hill game. I don't know how to defend that.
I don't know either. Because,
a lot of people were jumping on this bandwagon saying, this would have been a good horror game had they not called it Silent Hill.
Well, it was weird because,
why?
like you said, there was, a honeymoon period. It was fuck yes, we got another Silent Hill game.
And everybody was saying about how wonderful the game was.
5 out of 5s, 10 out of 10s, all this shit. And then all of a sudden, people started nitpicking.
It's 1 month later, all of a sudden, it just, it completely turned. And, and then people were just you know what? I don't think I like this game. You know what? I think this is a terrible game. It's what? Where did this come from?
What, did you play one ending?
And that could be.
Which, I suppose, we might as well just talk about. The very first ending, which you're locked into no matter what you do, is...
And I fell into it hook, line, and sinker. I
had no clue it was coming.
And I think 100%... I was the audience that they wanted, my reaction was the way that they wanted everybody to experience it.
And I guarantee we both had the same exact reaction.
Because I had been collecting those red pills thinking that, okay, this is my backup if I need something. I had been popping the pills, if I needed to, because then that way I would save the first aid kits and the bandages and stuff, which heal a lot more.
Any of the reminisce, which would restore sanity and keep it up.
Exactly.
And like I said, it's one of those things where because I played on easy, by the end of the game I had 89 of them.
Yeah, see, I don't think I ever had more than 17. But I had a lot of red capsules, and there was never any shortage of them. And
so you're just picking them up and using them, not thinking twice about it, because at the very beginning of the game,
Shu gives you the box. And you're like, oh, okay. So
they help calm me down.
Yeah, so this is something I need in order to help with the sanity.
She suffers from headaches, and regular pharmaceuticals don't work. So he's from a family of pharmacists. He kind of concocts this thing using, like you said, the White Claudia, which... you don't really think twice about because it's not mentioned. Yeah. At least not right away.
But he does it for a purpose, and we'll talk about that in the later endings.
And it helps calm her down, he says, and it works for her. She takes him and she's immediately like, okay, I feel better.
So after beating the boss, the final boss at the end, and then you have that final chase scene, I start noticing, okay, there's items that you can pick up, and it's red capsule. And I'm like, okay, so I picked up the red capsule. Then I keep running. There's another red capsule. I'm like, why are they giving us so many red capsules? And then I think I got to, a fourth or fifth red capsule, and I'm like, something's not right here.
Well,
And then as you're running, you notice that there's more, pills scattered around the ground. Not for aesthetics. Not that you can pick up. And then... as you get from segment to segment, they're getting bigger and more numerous. And by the time you are about to run outside to where, she is supposedly having having the last thing stopped, standing beside her, these pills are, humongous. And I'm just like, I think I messed up here. I don't think I should have been using these red pills.
You're kind of jumping the gun to begin with, because even before that final fight with the fog monster, she has an encounter with her sister, which her sister... Oh. Yes. Her sister is basically...
That's right.
Pushing her to get married. You see her, she's got the mask on of I don't even know what animal it is. It's some sort of a bird.
Yeah, it's
like a hawk?
It's a bird. I thought it was like an owl.
Or something like that. But you can see, because like throughout the shrine areas, Hinako's... I mean, these were some of the most terrifying parts of the game, where she saws her own arm off, which was brutal to see, and
to hear,
and it gets replaced with a fox arm.
Yes.
So you end up with this powerful fox arm in the shrine. There's a part where she gets branded with a giant molten brand right along her back, and
which is the symbol of the Fox Clan.
Then the worst part for me, which really got me, is when she had to cut off the top part of her face.
And then they put it in the box.
Then you see the top part of her face, and then they put the mask, the fox mask, over her face, and it adheres and everything. And she basically is part of the Fox Clan at that point.
Yep. She's lost her identity. She is now Fox Clan. She is no longer Hinako.
And you can tell in the way she talks, it's very monotone. She listens to everything the Fox Mask says. Like, no matter what he says, she goes with.
Yep.
You know, I mean, there's a part in the shrines where you basically kill off all of your friends.
Yes.
You drop Rinko into a pit of lava. You leave your friend Sakaku in the dark because she's afraid of the dark. She hates to be alone.
And she has a heart attack as a result. Yep.
You hang Shu by his neck, which was very brutal.
Yeah, but you know why each one of those deaths is the way that it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's all symbolic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because she has to give up her old life.
No, it's not even just that.
I
meant it's symbolic of the way that each one of them die.
No, that's true.
So Sakoku is she is afraid of being alone, which is why she always wanted to be she wanted to be with Hinako forever. Like, she didn't want to be left alone, and so that's why when Hinako decided, okay, I have to. This old life is no longer for me. I can't have it anymore. She left her in the dark because now she's alone, which is what she feared the most.
Yeah.
With Rinko, she was always jealous. She was always burning with desire for Shu. Shu always liked Hinako, never Rinko. So that's why she ended up in the lava, is because she basically...
That burning jealousy.
And Shu basically suffocated himself because he always had these feelings for Hinako, never shared them with her. So that's why he was basically hung and suffocated at that point.
Yeah.
Is because of that. That was his hell, basically.
Yeah.
That was made for him.
So then when you get to that final area where you're about to fight the fog monster, because at some point the final... I would say the second to final boss, when you fight the mother and father.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the final dungeon of Hinako's house.
Yeah.
You kill them off. They walk outside, and they talk, and basically the fog monster just fucking crushes them right in front of Hinako.
Yeah.
So Hinako flies into a rage. She chases down the fog monster. The fog monster picks her up. Junko's right there and says, just do it. She's talking to the fog monster, which you find out is the fox version of Hinako. Is the fog monster. And she's in a white dress.
Yep, white wedding dress.
White wedding dress.
Ceremonial dress.
Yep, because obviously she's going to get married to the fox mask guy. And basically you see the fog monster kill Hinako. Or so you think. Well, Hinako wakes up in the shrine world. The real Hinako wakes up in the shrine world, where you think, well, that's weird.
It was Fox Mask before.
Yeah. So, like, Fox Hinako... So you basically traverse through every area Fox Hinako went through. Obviously shortened versions of it.
Yeah.
And right before you fight Fox Hinako, the fog monster version, she comes across Junko, who is basically really just trying to stop her, because like she even says, "What are you doing here? Like, you're supposed to be dead." And then Hinako's fighting it. She's losing her mind, so she pulls out the pills, and she's trying to take these pills, and Junko knocks them out of her hand and says, "Where did you get these?" And like all of a sudden Junko freezes, and then you see Hinako pop a few pills. She busts up a bunch of stuff. You fight the fog monster, and then you go into that whole end sequence you were talking about.
Yeah,
you're running through the streets trying to get home. There are pills everywhere. There's pills raining from the sky, and all of a sudden, all of the monsters are talking like real people. Yeah, which I was like, when I had the same reaction as you had, but I said, "Holy shit, I fucked up." Yeah. Like and what's weird is I never took a red pill. The entire game, I never took one. So,
but you're locked in.
You're locked in,
regardless if you take them or not.
Because I was playing on easy. I very rarely took damage, and even if I did, I used a bandage because I just needed the inventory space. So I used the bandage to heal up. Yeah. Whatever. But
does that mean that you got the trophy for not using a red capsule up to the halfway point your first playthrough?
No.
Oh, so you can't. Okay, so you can't get that one then.
No.
Okay.
But so you start hearing all of your friends' voices, and Hinako's losing her mind, saying, "Stop talking like my friends. I know you're trying to trick me." So you hear Shu apologizing. I didn't know, and basically she gets to the house, and I want to say it just goes to the credits at that point.
She doesn't get to the house.
Where does she get to?
She goes outside, and you just see the red oscillating lights.
That's right.
So it's basically she is killing. Technically, what it is supposed to symbolize is that she is killing people at the wedding ceremony, and that's why they call over the radio that the suspect is a woman in a white wedding dress in her early 20s. It's like the wedding massacre.
But that's the part that didn't make sense to me. The early 20s, because Hinako's 16.
No, she's not.
I didn't think she was in her early 20s, because they're still in school.
Nope. She's 22.
Is she really?
She is.
Oh.
She's not. She is thinking back to when they were in high school.
Ah,
that's why they're dressed in the school uniforms, but she's older than that.
Okay. Because, the entire end sequence is basically a police radio. You're seeing all this blood splatter. You're seeing, all of a sudden, you see the carton of red pills. Suspect is found, murdered a bunch of people, with a kitchen knife, taking red pills. And that's the ending. And I have a feeling most people stopped there and thought the ending.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And they were like, and that's why people were like, what the fuck? Because you and I think we said the same thing. We're like, this can't be what this is.
I was very disappointed because in all the times that I've ever played a Silent Hill game, very, very rarely have I ever gotten a bad ending.
That's not true.
What?
That's not true.
What's not true?
I think I need to look for a new apartment.
Believe it or not...
That is a bad ending!
Believe it or not, that's the good ending!
That's a bad ending!
I know it's a bad ending, but...
He doesn't even get any puss!
No, he doesn't. But anyways, that was the good ending because you saved her. So,
did you ever get the bad ending in Silent Hill 4?
No.
You should have tried it once just to see what happens.
Yeah.
You will never play that game again.
Maybe one day. Eventually I will. But
it's so bad.
But anyways, like I played it carefully. I searched around. I did everything that I could. I even am of the mindset too that it's like, okay, also try not to kill all enemies, because what if the story ends up turning out that like these aren't monsters, these are like humans that you're attacking or something like that, which ultimately ends up probably like being what the kind of the outcome of the ending was, is that you are killing people at the wedding ceremony between you and Fox Mask, and as you're trying to defend yourself as you're running away, it's actually you killing some of the guests at the wedding, which is why they have the human voices.
Yeah.
So
it was a very interesting ending.
It was unfulfilling.
Unfulfilling. But what was nice is after you do that, there's an option that says view endings. Mm-hmm. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, you can just rewatch the endings. So I clicked on it, and it shows you all the various endings that you can get. Tells you all the
requirements.
And it tells you the requirements. Mm-hmm. And every single requirement for every subsequent ending is do not use any red pills.
Yep. After that first playthrough, even just using one red pill will lock you into that ending.
So that was, to me, one of the coolest things. I think it was a somber yet, or not somber, but it was a startling yet really fucking cool ending. Mm-hmm. After I realized like what it was, I said that's really freaking neat how they played that out.
Oh yeah.
Especially the whole idea of her being basically a drug addict the entire game,
she basically was.
Which explains a lot, you know. And so then, you know, you go to your next playthrough because you can do Game Plus, and the very first thing that changes is the entire opening.
Yep.
The dad talks about how, you know, if we do this, we can pay off all our debt, which he's talking about marrying off Hinako to this nobleman.
Yep.
We'll pay off all our debt. And the mom says, shush, she'll hear you. And she storms out of the house. And the first thing she says is, I will never do that. Mm-hmm. So even just from the beginning, the opening lines, you're like, this is going to be a different playthrough if I don't take any of these red pills.
Because it's basically a coloring book where you already have an idea of what the picture and the image is, but now you're starting to color in to get the definition of stuff.
Which is, and you know, and it's interesting because areas that were first locked all of a sudden are open. And you didn't have to do anything to do anything.
Nope.
You have this at one point Fox Mask in the first playthrough gives you a brooch. This ceremonial fox brooch. Yeah. You can come across these it is brooch. They spell it brooch. They do. It's It's not brooch.
Yeah, it's Brooch.
Okay, I thought you were just mispronouncing.
No, it's literally spelled brooch.
It's spelled brooch.
Yep.
Believe me, I'm not Paul. You know.
No, I know it's a brooch.
My brain's like, is this guy an idiot?
I know it's a brooch, but no, it is literally spelled brooch.
Yes.
I knew what he was talking about.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't because I haven't played. So.
But yes, so you can open up these random boxes that have these seals on them, and it gives you Emma's, it gives you these diary entries, which, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like they're Junko's diary entries.
No, I don't think. No, Riko's.
I don't think they're. I think they're Junko's.
Maybe I don't,
because she talks about certain. I'll have to load it up and read them again.
Yeah.
But the perspective of it almost sounds like it's coming from Junko.
Okay. Well, that would be interesting, because I have my own theories on her.
Yeah.
So.
But so you're going through this second playthrough, and you're noticing the very first thing you notice is there's a house that's open that wasn't open before on your first path. Well, it's a cute little treasure hunt. Kid left a thing there. You find these research notes for these shrines, because this whole town was founded by, I think it was war settlers or something like that. People who were at war, and they said, fuck this, we're gonna live here, whatever. But there's a whole legend of what was it called? It was an 8-headed dragon? 6-headed dragon?
Oh, yeah, it was an 8-headed dragon.
8-headed dragon that was fought by Susanoo O. He cuts the heads off, or gets it drunk.
Yep. And then
cuts a head off. One of the heads flies, lands in that town, and basically poisons the water.
And becomes a poison monster. Yeah.
Yes.
Hence the geysers of like poisonous vapors that go off and then poisons the water supply so that people can't actually live and inhabit the town.
Yeah.
So.
But there's, I guess, a fox, the fox deity keeps that monster at bay, keeps the poisonous monster at bay, or the poisonous dragon, so that people can live there.
So, yes and no. So, I believe first their belief was the sacred tree was what was defending the town.
That's right.
Because it was the oldest thing in the town. So, they would pray to that tree, they would do this and that. And one day, lightning struck the tree and completely, like, obliterated it, destroyed it. And so they didn't know what to believe in. So then they realized that the next oldest thing was the Inari statues. And so that's when foxes became the new defenders of the town, basically.
Which then they believe in that fox deity thing and all that nonsense. And it's funny reading a lot of the journal entries because, like, this town doesn't know what the fuck to believe. And they even make, like, the researcher, I think, even makes fun of it. He's like, they just jump from one theory to another, just whatever. If something happens to that belief, they jump on to the next belief.
Another one. Yep.
Like, it's really funny, like, the parallels of that and, well, I won't get into real life stuff.
I know.
But that's kind of what it parallel to me. Feels like.
No, 100%.
But that's the lore of that anyway, and so you're finding these little trinkets here and there, a broken sandal, a broken doll, a broken vase, and you're supposed to offer them to these statues, which are very nondescript.
No,
I
very
will tell you,
and very hard to find.
I won't lie. I used the internet to find them.
I did too because I did not want to screw up. I found
broken sandal right away.
I found all 5 of the items. I just didn't know that you had to place them.
I knew because of the researcher's notes, I knew you had to put them in a shrine. I bypassed that shrine right away because I knew where it was from the picture, but I couldn't fucking see it.
Yeah.
One, colorblind, so green on brown ain't fucking happening.
Yep.
And because these statues are moss covered, so it's like it comes up, so you're offering these things, and eventually you come up, that divine tree has
the sacred sword.
Has a sacred sword laid upon it. So once you make all these offerings, you pick up this unpurified sword. Yep. So, and it's powerful as fuck. And it's interesting because when you watch Hinako swing it, it's almost like she's not in control of it.
Well,
it controls her.
Yeah, and you can also see the black vapors coming out of it, so it's like the evilness of it.
And it regenerates as it's in the sheath, which I thought was interesting. So if you're using other weapons, it actually regenerates
while you're using the other weapons.
Which was a cool effect.
Yep.
But you play through this second ending, and depending on what you do, you can get the good, or, well, if you don't even find the sword, which is a possibility because you didn't know where to do it.
I didn't find it. Yep.
But you find the wine. You can find the wine because you have, like, when you come back to the shrine after, I think it's like the second or third shrine, Hinako's already fully foxed up.
Yep.
There's no explanation why.
Nope, you get it early on.
But you're foxed the fuck up, so you're free to explore areas that you were not able to before. You come across this area where you can purify this thing and turn the water blood red. But there's this bottle of wine that you find in a treasure chest. Well, if you get that bottle of wine and you don't have the sword, God damn it, there's a worse ending than the pills.
Locked into the bad ending.
You are locked into the bad ending, which is called The Fox Wets Its Tail. It's called Fox's Wedding.
Yes.
Where basically Hinako becomes exactly what she didn't want.
Yep.
Just like her mother. And she even screams, as she loses her identity, I don't want to become like my mother. I can't, and it's
not even just that. It's her face, which is like the only last vestige of old Hinako, is like detached on the ground, and she's like screaming like, I don't want to become like her, I don't want to become like her. And then somebody steps on that face to like basically say like, nope, you are gone. Your identity's gone. Everything that was old Hinako is gone.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't get that ending.
I did because I had to, but
you had to, but I'm not going to.
Very terrifying. Yeah.
I just went for normal, good, and true.
Mm-hmm.
So you do that if you get the unpurified sword, and I think that's the only requirement. That and no red capsules.
Correct.
You get the good ending,
mm-hmm.
which she.
I think
you do fight the fog monster. You fight Fox Hinako, or not Fox Hinako, but the wedding dress Hinako, and then you fight the fox deity, which I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Kyuubi.
It's a what?
Kyuubi.
Kyuubi.
Okay.
Because it's a multi-tailed fox.
It's not a kitsune.
No.
I mean, a kitsune is a fox, but
yeah, but because he is the multi-tailed.
But I always thought that like Ninetales, the Pokemon, he was it was a kitsune.
I mean,
no.
Technically, it is because it's a fox, but it's
Huh.
But either way,
well.
yes, you're right. Kyuubi is correct.
Okay.
So you fight that thing, and that is a cool fight.
Yeah.
I have to say. So you do that. Basically, at the end, Fox Mask is on the ground saying, "Why? What did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
But I accept what you think." Shu's there. He even talks to the. Or no, it's not Fox Mask. It's actually the fox itself. It's the Kyuubi.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there talking to them. I see what I see what you want, and it's not to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And Shu says, "Oh, thanks, partner," or something stupid like that, and then they run off. Well, and then you find out the whole town gets destroyed anyway by the poisonous geysers.
Yep.
So even the good ending is a bad ending.
Not great. Yeah, not great.
But Hinako does her thing. She's not locked into the marriage.
Yep.
She's
gets to live her life the way that she wants to on her terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't really know what happens too much past that.
No.
They don't really explain it.
They don't. I wasn't a big fan of that ending.
I know Junko tries to fight it. She tries to fight you again without, to try and stop you from stopping the ceremony, but then all of a sudden she freezes.
Yep.
And you're able to go up, and Hinako swings and destroys the shrine, and then you fight the fog monster, Hinako, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yep.
That ending.
It's that one of all of them. I just remember the exchange that you have with Shu, and because I think Fox Mask is there, because I remember it's like he basically says like, if she ends up marrying you, like, just know that I'm going to be watching you, because I want you to make sure that you treat her the way that she deserves to be treated.
I think you're right.
So there's something there, because I remember they fist bump, like they were like good with one another.
Yeah. It was a weird ending. It was, like you said, I wasn't a huge fan of that ending either.
No, once I got to the true ending, the Ebisugaoka and Silence, that completely erased just about everything else that I remember of that game, because it was such a good and such a fulfilling ending. Yes. It was. For what you had to do to get to it, it really felt earned, and it made you feel good to get that kind of ending.
Yeah. And it was nice because if you got the unpurified sword, obviously you needed to get the good ending.
Yeah.
You actually could get it pretty much at the second Jizo shrine. Jizo.
Yeah.
Jizo. Yes.
Oh, Jizo
shrine.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're not paying attention, you can miss it. You miss it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Because if you come across the first one's destroyed. So, I mean, you wouldn't really think to go to the second one. So it's kind of weird that they did it that way.
Yeah, it's like any Jizo statue, you can pick up the sword, actually.
Yeah, they should have made it that way. Where as long as you came across a Jizo shrine, you could get the sword instead of the second one. Because like I said, if you pass up that second one, I don't know what you would get, because you wouldn't have the sword.
You would still be able to get the sword at the Divine Tree, though.
Would you?
Oh yeah, it's always at the Divine Tree.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But once you actually unlock
you could get it earlier.
You could just get it earlier if you've
okay.
unlocked it for subsequent playthroughs. Yeah.
Which it's unpurified, or
it's unpurified, but you purify it once you get to the river that's above Shu's house, I believe it is.
Yeah. There's like a little like a pond or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not a pond, but like a.
Like a basin.
She calls it like
tub.
a basin.
Yeah, it's like a basin tub. Yeah.
There's a section in shrine area where you have to ring certain bells during like the little water tappy thing that the Japanese have, where it's like the bamboo thing where the water fills up and goes boink.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but you basically have to ring bells at these certain moments, and then it completely turns the water red, which then carries over into the real world.
Yep, and that basin is then red as well too, so that you can actually purify the sword.
Purified sword, which then she even says, "I don't need the hate anymore from you. I can do this myself."
Yep.
Which. You can still get the bad ending with that purified sword if you pick up that wine.
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course.
Which sucks, because I didn't even go anywhere near it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why when I texted you when I first picked up that wine...
I completely
and I had the unpurified sword, I'm like, please tell me I didn't lock myself into the bad fucking ending by picking this stupid thing up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even think twice about picking it up.
Yeah, I honestly, I couldn't remember because I didn't realize that medicine tied you into, like, that bad ending.
I think it's the wine that warrior that Susanoo O used to...
Oh, to poison the dragon?
To get the dragon drunk.
I see. Okay.
Is that what the doll is? Is the doll that warrior?
I think you mean
Is that thing Susanoo O?
You mean that boss?
Yeah.
Enemy? It might be. It's just got the doll in there because that's basically Hinako saying, like, don't trust
Fox. It's her childhood.
Yeah, and it's don't trust Fox Mask. Yeah. It could be Susanoo O.
Because wasn't he known for using a shit ton of weaponry?
I think it's different for like each version.
Wasn't he also the monk that was said to be like 3 meters tall or something like that?
Something like
because
that.
Maybe that's who it was then too.
That could be. Maybe that's what it is. Because there's two forces trying to fight each other, and it's the QB and this multi-weapon thing.
Yeah,
and I couldn't place what it was, but I know it was mentioned in one of the lore, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, there's so much lore that like I don't recall everything that I went through.
Like when I mentioned the poison geyser thing, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get the purified sword. You don't take any red capsules. Oh fuck!
You have to sacrifice.
You have
the brooch,
to use the brooch at one of the Jizo.
Offer it.
You offer it at one of the Jizo statues that wasn't there before. Just before you go to the final dungeon, I think.
Yes.
The Hinako's house, and then that's basically her being her. She knows what she wants. She's devout in her ideals. She knows exactly what she wants, and she just wants to be free. She wants to think out her life.
She wants to fly like the bird that she is.
Fly like the bird, baby. So, you do all your nonsense. You get to that final fight, and holy shit.
Yeah. I kept telling you, I'm like, oh, just let me know when you make it to that boss battle, because that is one of the coolest boss battles I have ever fought in any video game. Just the way that they brought those two worlds together was ingenious.
Yeah.
absolutely stunning and beautiful.
Actually, that makes me want to try to get the bad ending, because I didn't see the exchange between Hinako and Shadow Hinako when she's in her room.
Oh, yeah.
Because depending on what ending you're going for, there's a different exchange. In the normal version, she talks like you basically meet Fox Hinako in the real world.
Yeah.
And they have different kind of like exchanges based on what ending you're going for. So if you get the normal ending, she's talking real crazy about killing everybody to be with Fox Mask. She'll kill her. It's really quite terrifying.
Yeah.
Like that exchange. In the normal ending, she's questioning everything. She's like, why is this happening to us? Like, what's going on? And then in the true ending,
Like she has an exchange with her father too, and
you
then
start seeing.
You start seeing her shadow self is telling her like, hear him out. You've been upset with him for so long, but just hear what he has to say.
Well, you also see you see visions of her mom not being as subservient as she first thought. Her mom actually fought with her dad quite often, and actually won fights with him.
I love the story that she told her about how I didn't talk to your father for 3 days, and he came up to me.
I fed him bullshit.
Yeah.
And she talks about I fed him absolute garbage,
plain food. That and that after 3 days he came up to me on his knees and he hugged me and apologized, and she thought oh, that can't ever happen. That's the man will never say that he's wrong, and it's starting to open her eyes. Hey, you know what? Marriage isn't that bad, actually.
My mom's not
a pushover.
Big of a bitch as I thought, and they have a tender moment.
They do.
And then you see the shadow of the father apologizing to the shadow Hinako.
That one.
And the regular one saying you
me.
Need to hear him out. You don't have to forgive him, but just at least hear him.
And the way that he was is, so you find out throughout the course of this that it wasn't just that they're poor and he's an alcoholic who just doesn't work. It starts developing where you find out that he went into a business that failed.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, he tried, but he failed, and so he turned drunk and bitter and stuff, so he's still a crotchety bad guy. And then on your final playthrough, or the true ending playthrough, you find out he went into this business with his best friend, who was basically a brother to him. And
Power trip!
And his best friend took all that money and just completely absconded with it, just disappeared. And so now this guy doesn't have a business, doesn't have a best friend, has absolutely zero money. His life has just completely been turned upside down. And so he found that the only way to really make ends meet and to and to make sure that the family is taken care of is that he has to offer Hinako to the suitor, who he knows is a nobleman, but he said, I wouldn't have just done this without knowing. I know that he is a very noble man, and that it wasn't that I was giving you off to some stranger. You knew who it was, and it was going to make things better for everyone.
Well, did he sell off Junko too then?
I don't know if he sold off Junko.
Because
Junko was an arranged marriage too, though.
Yes, she was.
But I don't.
It must have been Fox Mask.
It must have been Fox Mask. That what?
That she was married to, because why else would she be in the shrine areas?
But then why would Fox Mask want to marry Hinako?
Because it's part of their bloodline.
It's part of their bloodline, but
there's this big thing about how their family has.
But why would you take on more than one? I don't think you could take on more than one wife, though.
Well, it could have been the husband before, maybe, or the one before.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it was, but
because the deities have to marry a human woman. They talk about all this thing about
one in a million woman or something like that who has a spiritual power or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that true ending it is very interesting because Junko steps to the side as Hinako talks about, you know, I know what I have to do. Something is forcing us to be this way. Something is pushing us towards this path of, like, the fox mask idea, like, all of this. Because fox mask Hinako and regular Hinako in their room, they talk to each other about, like, why are we fighting? Like, you know, fox mask Hinako says, you know, like, I'm in love with this guy. Like, I want to marry him. And Hinako says, but that's not what I want. Like, they're almost at odds, but they, like, start to understand each other.
Dual personalities. Yeah, battling each other to, and it's made clear, I think, in the third playthrough, too, or the final, like, playthrough, that Fox Mask isn't just a stranger. It's actually a boy that Hinako helped when he was a boy.
He got bit by a fox.
Kotoyuki. He got bit by a fox, and he was basically thought he was going to die. She took care of him, treated his wound, and he just ended up falling in love with her as a kid. And as an adult, then he had the fortune of the Tsuneki family, and so he wanted to be able to marry this girl who he loved his entire life. And the father said, yes, we'll arrange this marriage, because I know that you have had these feelings for her for your whole life, and that you're a good, noble man. And so it wasn't just some stranger that he was giving her off to. It was somebody who he was very familiar with.
Well, it gets even deeper than that, because according to their lore, anything with a fox, he got bit by the fox. He went to the doctor, and the kid's demeanor changed. The wound was gone. And according to their lore, now he's blessed. Hence why the Kyuubi chose him to basically be with the Shimizu, Hinako, and the Junko thing and all this stuff. Like, it's you see these snippets of things, and you don't even think twice about this kid. The first two playthroughs. Yeah. This
because you have no idea who it is. Yeah.
You don't even know who the fuck this kid is. He just happens to come along, and you find these notes about, the mom writing to the son, I see you made a friend or whatever, and all this good stuff, and your dad, all of a sudden we have to move, your dad struck it rich, we're moving, and then you find that note from Katayuki to Hinako saying, I'm moving, and it's just an interesting thing that you just don't, again, just like the red pills, you don't even think fucking twice about, because there is nothing to indicate that he has any relevance. Yeah. Other than that scene in the park when the rest of the entire town is completely corrupted and full of these boils and these big birthing women monster things. And then there's just this park that's completely untouched.
Untouched. In the light, the sun is shining, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she sees that vision of when she healed not just Kodayuki, but she also healed the fox. And it's... Which is why I think the fox chose her to begin with. Maybe. So it's like... There's so many layers to this game, and there is so much even more that we're not even touching on.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why even if you're listening to this and you're hearing us describe these endings, I would say still give it a play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you play on baby mode like I did, and just to play through the game to get the narrative.
Honestly,
the narrative is what hooked me hard into this game, to play through it 3 times. Like it and even the final battle itself, when you're fighting the fox deity and that
other being.
I'm gonna call it Susanoo O, because I think that's what it is.
That's fine.
And you're swapping between.
So basically, you are fighting the fox deity as that's Fox Hinako, and then once you defeat that segment of it, the world literally flips upside down where it's almost like a mirror image, and then it's actual just Hanako fighting against this other deity, this Susanna O.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the way that the battle is and how the two of them, it's like they're two beings of the same coin. Just different sides of the same coin. It's like it is literally the same person, but just two different experiences and two different like personalities battling.
Because the Fox Hinako wants to marry Foxmask.
Mm-hmm.
She's in love with Foxmask. She wants to get married.
Yep.
But then it flips, and then Hinako's talking about flying free. She doesn't want choices made for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're basically fighting their fates. You know, it's very interesting because, like, even before the fight starts, that Kadayuki is on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, the mask comes off. You realize who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another one of those, oh my God moments. I was like, what the fuck? He came out of nowhere. Who is this fucking kid? It's the kid from the playground.
It's the kid from the playground.
I did one of those. I'm like, oh my God. It was insane.
It was him the whole time.
Like, it just... it's that one meme where fucking what's his face points at the TV. Fucking what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio with the mustache, and he snaps his fingers and points at the TV.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that meme.
Yeah, that meme.
I can't remember what movie it's in, but it's
I don't know either.
Leonardo DiCaprio's drinking and something happens on the TV, and he leans back and he's like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did one of those. I said, oh!
I think that was probably Once Upon a Time in
Hollywood.
In Hollywood, yes.
Yeah, that might be that one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. So.
But it just, it got me. Like, and you were exactly right. Like, it was one of the most thrilling boss battles I think I've ever seen. The way it played out, the dialogue of the two having such opposing views, and then you defeat them both. Kadayuki's fine. He's out from under the spell of the fox. So they basically all run out of the room, and it goes from there. We won't spoil too much there, but it was epic as hell. That final fight was really, really cool.
So, but yeah, I mean, looking back at it too, like, I mean, I'll just say, like, because we talked about, like, all the good stuff in this game, and I will say that, so the things for me that I would say, like, okay, it took some getting used to, or that I did not really care for at first, combat, like, we talked about this, took some getting used to, but I was at first really upset that you had to replay the game multiple times to get that true ending, but like we talked about, once you get that true ending, it's so worth the investment. At 100%. Least to me, it was 100% worth the investment. I would say the only thing that really kind of killed it for me, that I got a little bit too, like, it got too repetitive, was the forced combat, where you would get into these areas where it's like, just defeat all monsters. And it's like, why do I have to do this? Especially like when you're Foxmask Hinako, and you're going through, like, where the sun's coming up and you have to make it back to the Shimizu residence before the parents die. And there's many spots where you stop to have to destroy all the monsters, and then you continue on. You have to do it again.
It's her having the conversation with the doll.
Yes.
Because the doll is trying to stop her.
Of course.
Susanoo is basically...
Oh, good. Finish what you're saying.
Okay. It's basically trying to stop her from fulfilling what the fox wants.
Yes, I completely understand that.
This will change your understanding of what that is. So that boss's name is Suku Mogami.
Okay.
It's what it translates as tool kami, but they're a type of yokai that are made out of discarded objects.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He's all of her discarded childhood.
Oh.
But there's also a note in the game that says he resembles Ashura, a multi-armed, like, Hindu deity with multiple weapons.
Yeah, interesting.
But like it's also he has ties to
It's her past, basically.
Well, but not just that. He is also a representation of that monk, because that monk is who told them to start worshiping the tree and
I was
give
right.
up,
It was the monk. It was
and
the
give up
3-meter tall monk.
that other religion that they were doing. He's the root of them worshiping the tree,
I see.
So he wanted them to stop worshiping the fox.
and then to worship the tree, and that's why he's got the roots and stuff coming out of the chest around the doll. But he's made of discarded objects.
Which ties to the lore, because that's why you find so many weapons.
So many discarded weapons
time.
around, because it's people, like, basically...
Well, and a big thing with the
Yeah.
folklore of the Tsukumogamis are no ordinary objects, when they get to be like 100 years old, get their own soul. So they become their own living things.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because they talk about in one of the lores that, like, basically if you have a discarded tool, you place it somewhere.
Yep,
On an altar, yeah.
You're supposed to put it to a shrine,
A shrine, yeah.
not just drop it or throw it away. You're supposed to go place it at certain places so that they can be like protected and not become evil yokai.
Which I suppose which plays into the placing the items to the shrines, the Jizo shrines.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense. I guess we'll call it Ashura. That's just going to be the easiest.
Yeah.
So just replace every Susanoo O with Ashura.
Basically, yeah.
But it makes a lot more sense than why it is.
But that's
the way
why,
that
like,
it
the
is.
doll is in the middle. It's because it's her discarding.
It's the heart of basically what she's
getting
discarding.
rid of her past. Yeah.
And then okay.
And her
That
past
shifts your understanding of that entire fight. Then doesn't
I
it?
knew it had something to do with the monk.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
His visage is of the monk that changed the town what they worshipped.
Yes, which I believe then once the tree
Was destroyed.
Probably by the fox, maybe. Because I mean lightning hit the tree and burned it down.
Yeah.
Which is because Sakuko's family runs the shrine. They're the caretakers of the shrine, and basically once that tree was gone, nobody visited the shrine anymore.
Nope.
They went to those Jizo shrines. They said, why bother traveling to this shrine if there's nothing here? We might as well just start worshipping the Inari statues.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was saying with this one. There's entire levels of this game and the story you won't understand unless you understand Japanese history and folklore, because even like the shrines being the Jizo ones and where they're placed are all references to like Shintoism and Buddhism, which are two completely separate religions but used to be at same shrines in the past and stuff like that. So there's entire cultural references you won't get unless you know all this other stuff.
Well, I think a lot of the notes that you pick up do explain a lot of it, because there is something that explains
Or tries to
explain the discarded items. You don't discard them and throw them away. You put them at these shrines for either somebody else to use,
and
or
hence explains why there's so many items or weapons around that you can get. Yeah.
So that
I mean, they'll explain certain parts of it, but yeah, there's entire aspects of the story that won't make sense without knowing the folklore behind stuff.
So it must have been the monk then. I wonder that. Well, no, because it is Susanoo O that cuts the head off that dragon. Because they do mention Susanoo O.
I don't think it's
flat
him,
out,
no.
but that's not
him.
him.
No.
But that monk makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's good.
Pat myself
This
on the
game's,
back
this game's
for that
fucking
one.
good.
That one.
Like I said, this game really is.
It's layer upon layer of lore.
So there was one thing that they never explained in that game, and I was very curious as to why it was. And I'm curious as to what your take is on it. So in the Shimizu residence, where you go through it the 3 times.
Yeah.
There is a room where there is a large wooden totem.
I was going to ask you about that.
There's a large wooden totem, and you look at it, and all Hinako says is, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And what is that thing?
Well, the whole leading up to that room is nothing but of bottles of booze.
Oh, yeah, it's bottles of booze and stuff, yeah.
So, I think it's supposed to represent her father?
Maybe.
But it doesn't...
But it's got, like, a human eye.
But I've never found anything you could... I thought maybe a different ending would do something in there.
Yeah,
I've tried striking it. I've tried hitting it with different things.
And I've been too scared, but I'm like, because when you talk to it, it says like, I need to get out of here. And it's like, okay, so does that mean that this is kind of like a Silent Hill 3 reference where if you stay in that room too long, like all of a sudden it just starts draining your sanity or draining your life or something?
Yeah,
but I never
said,
did that.
I tried hitting it with a focus hit. I tried hitting it with every weapon I could think of.
Yeah,
I
just didn't do anything.
I don't know what that room is for.
Yeah, I don't know what it represents.
Because there's nothing in there.
What do you got, Kevin?
So, one of the speculations is that that's what's left of the head of the dragon.
Oh.
But that doesn't...
It doesn't make sense why it would be in the Shimizu house.
But it doesn't look anything like a dragon.
But that's because they take on different forms over time.
Which would explain the booze
But the booze, the sake bottles are
Oh.
offerings to keep it appeased, to keep it not messing with the town.
Well, the whole idea was that Susanoo got it drunk.
Got it
Yeah.
drunk,
And that's how we...
Well, but that's how they keep it docile, is the sake offerings.
Or that the poison that this vapor or the dragon is like poisoning the water supply, like could just be a reference to alcohol in general.
Maybe.
And hence why the father has such a alcohol problem. So
I mean, that would be one...
I mean, it could kind of tie it all together, but
Well, it would make some... But, yeah, I don't know how you put that together. Because the eyeball does follow you.
it does.
It's very creepy.
It is. It's extremely creepy. But I was just curious as to what your take was, because that one...
Yeah, I had no idea.
I had no idea what the heck that room was about, or if there was something special with it. But I had never found anything on
No,
it.
I never did either. But, yeah, that was... Another thing I wanted to ask is what your thoughts were, like, what happened to Junko? Because they never explain...
That is my one theory of this game is that Junko is dead. And that she...
Yeah.
And hence why a lot of the fear that... that Hanako has about getting married, and maybe it was tied to the husband that she was with, but either she got depressed or something like that, but something happened to her as a result of her getting married that made it so that she was not able to do what she had been doing. So there was one point, okay, so if you watch the opening cinematic of the game, when she is saying goodbye to Hanako, Junko like has that, like she gives her the
little thing with the bell.
Yeah, she gives her the bell, and Junko goes to embrace Hanako, and if you look at Hanako's hands, her hands just stay right at her side.
Yeah,
she's not hugging her. She's not doing anything. It's almost as if it's a... I don't know.
Like an imagining?
Yeah, she's like imagining what it was to say goodbye to her or something like that. Or like, I know that this is the last time I'm saying goodbye to her, so I'm not going to hug her. Or something like that. So there's that. The Junko that you see in the shrine area, every time she has gray skin, which nobody else has this kind of gray skin. And if you notice, she's got it basically like a burn around her neck, almost as if she hung herself.
No, maybe. I always just interpreted that as the mask adhering to her. Because she's the only... Well, no, they all have the full fox mask.
No,
but
she's the only one with the
owl
bird
mask.
Yeah, she's got that bird
I
mask,
just figured it was from... Because if you look at Hinako, when she has the fox mask on, it has like the almost like it integrates into the face.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of figured that's what the mask was doing, but I didn't notice the gray skin. But I didn't notice
the gray ashy skin.
neck.
But yeah, she had the neck. She had the or the line around the neck, which almost looked like it was like the skin was deteriorating from where like the rope was.
Oh, maybe.
And then there is a point too where Shu tells you that Junko told me to look after you. Why? If Junko was the one who was constantly watching out for Hanako and making sure that she was never lonely, that she was just being taken care of, basically, why would there come a point where she would tell Shu or tell anybody else, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. Can you please just make sure that Hanako stays safe and that you protect her?
Was that after the Scarecrow, or was that after or before the Scarecrow area?
I don't recall when during the game it is, but he makes a comment about how Junko said that I have to.
that.
Yeah, no,
I remember I remember him saying something about.
Junko said for me to look after you.
I thought he said Rinko, but you might be right.
It's not Rinko. Rinko doesn't give two shits about.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe she did say. Maybe he did say Junko. And
but he is supposed to protect her. And it's like, why? It's because she cannot physically protect her anymore. And it's not just the fact that she is married.
Gone.
It's the fact that she knows that, like, my time is limited. I can't take this anymore. I need to get out of it. And hence why Hinako does not want to get married. She doesn't want anything to do with marriage. Although Fox Mask Hinako really does want to marry him. Like, she loves this life.
She loves Kadayuki.
But it's another one of those things where it's something else that she has to give up of her life that she doesn't want to, and she does fear that it could end up taking her life in the end.
Yeah.
So.
So I found something that might be a better explanation. I'm assuming this is the thing we're talking about.
For what? The head of the yes.
So
The head, yeah.
it's if you zoom out and you look at the full thing, it's a Kokeshi doll, which is technically supposed to be for like good health and stuff like that. Kids.
It's just a giant doll. That's why I was like,
other people were speculating that if you look at the face on it, it's her father.
That's what I thought.
It's the alcohol.
With the split is his sober personality and his drunk, hungover personality.
With the one eye.
Hence why, the one eye looks all angry and stuff.
Because the whole room is nothing but booze.
Yeah. It's just
so that's people are speculating. That's one of the other speculations. Is it's her father.
I don't even think there's any items in that room you can pick up either.
No, that's why the room was weird.
Nothing. Yeah.
I thought maybe there was something in the room you could do in a different ending, but
apparently though, if you hit it with the sword, and specifically the sword, it bleeds but doesn't do anything.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
I could have sworn
does it have to be a purified or unpurified sword? Does it say?
I don't know.
Huh. Interesting though.
Someone said they hit it with the sword and it bleeds. They didn't hit it with anything else though.
Interesting.
But anyways, that is my fan theory, is that I think that Junko she's deceased at the beginning of this story. So
which then at the end credits, like the very end shot.
And actually just seeing it, when you see the end shot where it's actually hanging in the tree, it's because
they're sitting on top of the arch.
She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it anymore because she's gone.
Yeah, the bell
she hung herself.
You hear the bell noise and it's hanging on one of the tree limbs, and then it fades to black to the rest of the credits.
Yeah. So I think that she is not with this world anymore.
Again. So. Silent Hill, man.
But again,
you can interpret it anyway.
Exactly.
And you're right. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot we didn't touch on because, we could talk about this.
You could talk about this for hours and hours. Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the it's both the good and the bad with Silent Hill is you can speculate what every little thing means to anything, but unless if they come out and say this is exactly what it means, it's so open to interpretation.
It is, but again, that is why this game, to me, is a Silent Hill game, and why 100%. it is a good game that people like. Don't listen to the haters out there. Although they're justified in their reasoning to it, but the fact that you can talk about this game for hours on end about what the meanings of stuff is. That's what video games are about, is that the game doesn't stop just because you're done playing. You're still thinking about this. It is still taking up real estate in your brain.
Well, and not only just that, but the narrative is told so well. It
is. It really is.
That that's what prompted me to keep playing through it.
This is the kind of stuff, like, I wish that they would make a novelization of this, because I would definitely, I would read the hell out of this thing.
It was the same situation when I played through Nier. Mm-hmm. What was it? I think I had to do it 3 or 4 times to get that true ending where it then erases all of your save data. Ugh. It was the fact that every playthrough was different. Mm-hmm. Yes, not to this degree, because this was back in the 360 era.
Yeah.
But I believe I played it on PS3. Mm-hmm. That's besides the point. But there's a point, like, the monsters you kill, you can start understanding what they're saying. So, like, one of the bosses you fight doesn't even want to fight you. Mm-hmm. But only fights you because your weapons are out. He says, "Oh shit, I need to defend myself." And then when you kill it, he says, "What did I do wrong?" And then it dissolves. You're like, it almost like it kills you inside that you just killed this creature, and you don't know why. Like,
yeah,
it was very interesting playing through the multiple playthroughs of Nier, because it added layer on top of layer on top of layer, and then you got to that true ending where now you have to choose: do you save this woman's life, but you have to sacrifice literally your entire existence, including your memory from everybody, which now they basically don't even know you exist? Or do you just let her die?
Yeah.
It was such a mind fuck, and of course they do the right thing, but it was the idea of the whole erasing of the save data, that it went page by page, just watching them burn as it deleted the save data. It was so cool to me. Like, it was such a glorious idea.
Well, and that's the kind of stuff, like gameplay, that sticks with you
Yes.
long after, because you're gonna then be playing games and you're gonna compare it to Nier, and you're gonna compare it to this and that, and like, that's the sign of a good game.
Yes.
It's one that makes you think long after you're done playing it.
That's why I know you're big in Silent Hill, and I know you have you rank this lower, but to me this is one of my top 3 Silent Hills.
The only
if
reason,
not the top for me.
The only reason I rank it lower is just because of the fact that, I mean, there's so many good Silent Hill games.
I know. And I have a limited
Mm-hmm.
understanding of. I've seen 1 through 4.
2 and 3 are absolutely incredible, and I don't think that anything will ever top those two. And Shattered Memories, to me, just hit at a time in my life when I needed it to, and it was such a powerful and strong game. But I mean, honestly, I would rank Silent Hill F up there with, like, maybe it would be top 4, top 5, I would say.
Wow.
Because, yeah, I would probably put it, like, depending on the day, maybe, is either it would go Silent Hill 2, 3, Shattered Memories F, or 2, 3, Shattered Memories 1, and then F. But I mean, it's honestly, it's in the top. It's in the top half, at least, of Silent Hill games.
Yeah.
This was very masterfully done, and it overcame the bias that I had, where literally right out of the starting gate, I was super pissed with the ending I got. Was even more upset with the fact that they made it so that you had to play this game multiple times in order to get the true ending, which I'm like, why do you have to do that? Why are you doing this to me? But then the more I was playing it, the more I realized, like, you know what? This isn't so bad. Like, I'm actually enjoying this. And it even got to the point, too, to where when I was going through to get the final trophies I needed for the platinum, I was actually finding myself kind of sad, like, wow, man, we're at the end of the road. Like, I almost don't want this to finish.
That's
right now.
kind of how I felt when I got the true ending, because I don't know if I'll ever go for the other endings, but it's one of those where it's that bittersweet moment where I beat it, and I'm done with it. It's like,
I don't want to be done. Yeah, I want there to be more.
I want there to be. Because I always feel that way anytime I play, like, one of my favorite games of all time, Phantasy Star 4.
Oh, sure.
It's like, once I beat it, I'm like, I could go for more. Like, I wish there was more games.
Yeah, it's like Super Mario RPG for me.
Like, and this was up there with them. Like, it was a bittersweet moment to play through the entire thing, but I loved every minute of it, and I'm glad that you did push me to play it more. It's always that spite thing. It's that
supervise.
We spite each other.
Yeah.
Into beating things. So it's like, this was another.
You spited me into beating Star Tropics 2.
Yeah.
Like, you can never do this on your own.
You
like,
two,
bitch.
You
watch
two
me.
saying, "Oh, he's never gonna play it." I'm just like, I'll show you fuckers. I'm gonna play this, and it did take
2 months later, he started playing it.
Well, no, it wasn't 2 months. It was a few weeks, but once you started getting those texts of, like,
it was in January. It was in January.
But you gotta remember, I don't get to play that often.
You had that game since end of September.
I was going through some shit.
But
you also got, I don't have the freedom to play as much as I used to. But you knew I was playing it when I'm starting to send you texts of oh shit, like this is.
You kept asking me stuff about like, what should I upgrade? And I'm just like, oh my god, he's actually serious. Like he wants to know like how to better himself for this game to beat it. Wow.
Fuck the sledgehammer too, man. The sledgehammer sucked.
It is so good though.
I didn't because
it's powerful as long as you can get off those counters. She does it where it's like she uses it, she hits you in the stomach, and then like swings it, and it takes away massive amounts of damage.
Maybe that's...
He was on baby mode. One counter was killing enemies.
To be quite honest, one serious counter with a knife, and you were killing enemies. Yeah, that's how could you say that the
just the mannequins, and not all of them. Some of them did take a couple of...
Some of them took 2 hits.
Some of them...
Yeah, those are tough.
But I didn't
hard.
I didn't like the focus with the sledgehammer because she went into a defensive stance.
Yeah.
And it actually blocks attacks instead of being able to strike like I liked to.
I see.
Because like you said, you never focused.
No.
So you didn't
I have to worry about
exclusively focused. I don't think I've and there were times where I did use the light attacks when I had the Omamori, where it reduced durability consumption with light attacks and stuff like that. Where I got the kitchen knife, dude. I'm just fucking swinging. When I fought the fog monster the first time, slice and dice, baby. I beat that thing in like 3 minutes. I didn't give a fuck.
I told you this when I was on the hardest difficulty and I got to the mother-father battle. I think I was trying to use the sword, and I just could not deal enough damage. I couldn't deal fast enough. They were just... Some of their attacks just took away a lot of damage.
The mom throwing the knife.
She's got you at range.
Catches you off at guard every time.
And then you don't want to be close because the father just inflicts massive amounts of damage and up close. So it's like, it's the worst of both worlds.
And he can pull you towards him.
And I thought to myself, like, wow, I don't think I'm going to actually be able to beat this. Like, I don't think I have the healing items. I don't have anything else that I need. Like, I've got a kitchen knife, but like, what do I do? So I started looking at my Omamoris. I put together one that had like use less durability for light attacks.
Yes, that was a big one.
Dealing damage, more damage for high durability items.
Yep.
And then there was something else that I had as well too. And I put on the kitchen knife. I went into that boss battle. I literally beat them in probably less than 90 seconds. And it was just one of those things where I literally was slashing. It got to the cutscene, and I'm just like, I literally was like...
It was that easy.
It was that fast? Oh my god, it was that fast! And it's just like, I could not believe how fast it was. Like, that I just completely destroyed them.
The other 3 Omamori I had, because I had those 2, but I had the one where if you used any focus attack, it did not use any durability.
Yeah.
I used one that actually restored durability if you focus attacked with another, or if you countered with another weapon.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it restored durability to all your spare weapons.
Oh, sure.
And what was the third one? I don't know. It was a throwaway.
And
one.
I also used one where you what was the one that... Oh my god, I just had a brain fart. I used... Oh my god. Why is my brain doing this right now?
Don't worry, I'm brain farting too on the third one.
But it was so...
Was it auto block?
No, it's not auto block. My brain is...
Auto counter?
It's literally shutting down. Yes, auto counter.
But used a lot of stamina.
Oh, and then the one, sanity. Instead of monsters dealing damage to you directly, it deals it to you through your sanity. Because then what I could do was I was not taking much damage. I was also using an Omamori. I believe that it's like for defeating monsters, it would refill your sanity. And so it was like a complete synergy that was just working really
Would that work with the I think it was the Ramune that restored sanity, but also kept it from depleting.
Oh yeah, you could use that.
So
too.
you could just take hits and not lose sanity. Oh, that's a good fucking combination.
So that's when I started. I was not just keeping the first aid kits or the bandages. I was stocking the Ramune. I was stocking the chocolate because it would start healing up your sanity. Because I'm like, that's the life bar I need. It's not really the
life.
It's not really life anymore. It's the sanity that I need.
Can you die from lack of sanity?
No.
That's right. You
can't die. It just starts chipping away at your life.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I will say, the only negatives I do have for this game is, and I guess a lot of Silent Hills kind of suffer from it. The enemy variety wasn't quite there. You really had the mannequins, which then slowly became more corrupted by the flowers, but they were the same things. Mm-hmm. You had the ninja things that were basically the mannequins and the shrines.
Ninjas?
They looked like ninjas. They had ninja swords. They were the mannequins, but they had ninja swords.
Oh, I know which ones you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Then you had the leaping monsters that looked like the lickers.
The two different varieties of them.
Yeah.
There's the first one that you encounter, and then the flaming ones.
And then the ones that looked like they had the ball sack. Those are the later ones that had like the ones that could.
I didn't even notice that they had a ball sack.
I thought they
just had a bulging stomach.
It could be a bulging stomach, but to me it looked like a
no, that's funny.
And then you had like the big knife guys, and I liked getting that trophy actually in front of the general store where you kill the big guy.
Oh yeah, that one surprised me when I actually got it because I'm like, why did I get a trophy for this?
I was like, what's the point? I might as well just kill these things. Like it got to a point where my Omamori were so in synergy where I could just kill everything.
Yeah, you had that. You had the baby factories, basically. The big women that just were all boobs.
They just looked
like
big tits.
That's really what it was. Yeah. And then just constantly shooting out babies and enemies. You had the basically the bigger dolls.
Where
they
had
like dolls.
Shriek,
that shriek. I hated those. They bounced around on one leg.
I ignored them every time.
Yeah, I did too. They were easy to avoid.
They were such sponges, even on easy.
Yeah, same with the guys who kind of look like that, but just without the dolls and stuff.
Yeah,
there's the fat guys that shoot like poison and stuff. I think that's basically it. Yeah,
but the bosses were phenomenal. I mean,
but then again, the amount of enemy variety though, I don't think it's ever been really terribly strong because in the Silent Hill games, it's always been a collection of enemies that is like a
kind of like related.
Yes,
to what
an archetype
fighting.
Of the character that you are.
Yeah.
Or is related to them of the struggle that they're going through.
Right.
Hence why like there's nurses all over the place of Silent Hill 2 because that's what James is dealing with the most is that repression of sex and stuff like that.
Yeah, the legs that have like the stockings on the top.
Correct. Yeah,
where pyramid heads
or just two legs
giving it the business.
It's literally legs, and then on top it's more legs.
Yeah, because he likes them legs, baby.
He likes the legs.
He likes getting crushed by them thighs.
He's a leg man. So, but yeah, I think honestly, to me again like. And we talked about this before, is I think the only thing that really I still never got over, because we talked about some of the stuff that I didn't like in the game. The one thing that didn't get better, and I really did get frustrated with it, though, is that there were sometimes inconsistencies in the timing of when you could actually counter enemies. Where
that might be related to you playing the game in graphic mode.
Oh, maybe.
Because
I had the same issues too.
Did you?
There were times where you just couldn't counter.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were times where
that was intentional.
But there were times where you could see the red outline and you could counter. There were times when you saw the red outline and sometimes like I just feel like I hit the button and he didn't counter.
Maybe you should have used focus. Pain in the ass.
Maybe you could just shut up.
I'm just saying.
I just think,
and then there are some times where there was no red outline, but you just knew when they were actually going to like do that counterattack, and so if you hit the button, you would hit a counter.
Yeah, because I've had games I've played before where play it in graphic mode, and the time dodging and stuff like that sucks. But then put it in performance mode, and it works the way it's supposed to.
I don't know how the hell you played in graphic, to be
But
honest.
on the highest difficulty, I will say too, is that like the fog monster was my enemy for the final playthrough because it was the trophies that
was
needed.
a hard fight.
And it was a hard fight, and on the higher difficulties, it becomes even more impossible to counter that kind of stuff. So it's like, the counter is just, I needed them to be consistent, and sometimes they just weren't.
Well, and the fact that you were limited to only the 2 dodges in succession, even though I think there was an Omamori that let you dodge more, but it did something else. There was like a negative to it. You could like infinitely dodge, but
you had to do a perfect dodge, and a perfect dodge would allow you, it would fill up your stamina bar versus actually draining it.
But I think there was one that let you dodge infinitely, but there was a negative too. I know there was one that greatly increased all damage you did, but one hit killed you.
Yep.
Did you try it?
I thought about using it, and I think I did once, and I'm just like, nope, not gonna happen. Because mainly...
That would be hard.
Mainly because there are
some enemies that...
Well, there's like some of the mannequins that like they're hiding and stuff like that. They'll jump out at you, and then once they have you in that animation where they're gonna stab you,
you can't get out.
There's no way to get out of it. So it's like you're dead. If
you just have to know they're there.
So I think honestly that Omamori is just there for like the purists who want to try to like handicap themselves.
Yeah.
Because that is an insane Omamori.
I almost wonder how much extra damage you actually do.
I would be curious to find out too.
Like if one hit with a pipe just kills a mannequin.
Yeah, that would be interesting, especially on the higher difficulty.
Yeah.
But
anyway, that's really the only negative I have, other than... Well, I think that's pretty much it. Is just enemy variety wasn't there, even though... Like, I liked that the mannequins, you could see, like, the corruption becoming more. You see a couple of flowers here, and then all of a sudden, they're literally all flowers. Which is very cool, and I like the fact that even when she becomes, like, the fog monster, she gets covered in the flowers, and then she emerges as... the bride with the no face, and it is terrifying. She is terrifying as the fog monster. Hinako's badass, man.
She is.
That's a great. Honestly, I give this game seriously like a 9 out of 10.
And to be quite honest, I mean, again, people can say that like, oh, this is a good game if it wasn't called Silent Hill. It's like this with the protagonist that you are. This is closer to Silent Hill 3 than any other game has ever been before. And people absolutely adore and love Silent Hill 3. Like, you have a protagonist who is the exact same way, who does not want to get married, who does not want kids, and is afraid of that stuff. Hence why you see, like, the whole fear of the wedding and stuff. But then also, like, the baby factory enemies and stuff, too. It's like, it really is, like, they kind of took bits and pieces out of every single Silent Hill game to make this game. Yeah. So that's why it was, like, Neobards did... And this is, like, their first game that they've ever made. Like, what a great start to their career. Like, wow.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm shocked that we saw that trailer for the next one.
For
Townfall. I'm really excited to see what is going to happen, especially with the IV
You gotta remember,
thing.
all of these were announced at like the same time.
2022, they were.
Yeah.
You said it was during that Silent Hill transmission.
The transmission.
Yeah, which I that comes up as part of short message underneath it. I might actually watch that, but the whole idea of him with the IV, and then you see that monster pull his chest apart and the IV thing comes out. I'm pretty excited.
So
if it's half as good as F, I'm sold.
So that one I'm a little bit more nervous about, because in 2022, when I first saw the transmission, they did announce that short message was coming out, that that F was coming out,
remember
that
F.
Townfall was coming out, and that Ascension, which we all know how Ascension ended up That was such a terrible game. But of all of the reveals that they did, Townfall was the one that I was looking forward to the most. Now that I've played F and I absolutely adored it, it's almost like it's setting the bar, and I was already excited for Townfall. Like, man, I really hope it sticks the landing.
The one thing that will be interesting is the fact that it's first person.
It is, and when I first saw that, I was like, oh man, it's all first person. God bless it. And then the more I started looking at it, and the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I could do this. I could do this.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I am looking forward to it. So
me too.
And we'll have to come back for Townfall, which you will play.
I will play right away.
Okay, good.
Like I said, I now that F, like I said, I went right from F to
to 2.
To 2.
Yep, the remake.
2 remake. Mm-hmm. And I'm liking it so far.
Yep.
You know, if I do get a little bit bored of it, I'll play a little bit of something on the Switch, and then I'll go back to Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
So it's like I rotate between the two, between a Switch 2 game and a PS5 game. Mm-hmm. So it's like F set the bar so high, like you said.
It did.
It's almost weird to play remake or 2 remake.
Because it's much different than...
It's much different. There's no durability meter, and I'm nervous as hell. But I'm also, again, playing on baby mode, even though it doesn't really feel like it, because I don't have a life bar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the red around the outline. Like, that was the one thing I did like. I like knowing how much life I
like having a life bar. Yeah.
I don't like games where it's just the creeping on the outside of like the red. You know what I mean? Like
I would even settle at that point for like PlayStation 1 or Silent Hill 1, where it's like you had to go into the menu to see what color your like the background was of your character box.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I'm in green. Oh, I'm in yellow. Okay, I've got it.
Or the Resident Evil style heart rate.
Or the heart rate. Yes, correct.
See, but then even then you only had the 3 levels. You had good, caution, and danger.
You had good caution, you had bad caution, and then you had danger.
Whatever.
And you could take a couple hits and still be on fine, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But I'm a traditionalist. I like a life bar.
Of course.
Give me a life bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I agree.
But I'm getting over it. I'm still really enjoying it so far, and I'm sure I'll keep enjoying it, because you haven't even played through remake, which surprises us, because
nope.
we
that was your fault.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. We jokingly, when we uploaded that first part of remake 2 on the channel, we joked that a trophy didn't pop up, and we were like, oh, you're playing off camera, and you took it to heart.
Like, I did. I took it to heart. So when we played and we posted it to the channel, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see you for the next one. We never came back to it, and I don't think we will. And so Andy was like, how haven't you played that yet? And I'm like, because we haven't come back to it yet. I don't want to like pop trophies and stuff like that, and then have you say like, how dare you play this off camera again?
I figured it's been so long, you would have started a separate save file and just played through it.
You can't. If you start a separate save file, even if you get those trophies, like that means that
I know that.
Get them again.
But I figured you wouldn't. I mean, obviously we were giving
I didn't know that.
Oh, come on.
When am I not giving you shit?
You guys both told me to shoot at the frickin' lake.
That was the best thing we've ever done in Resident Evil.
Just shoot a couple times.
Shoot a couple times.
Shoot a couple times.
It's cool.
It's gonna be fine. It's
cool.
totally gonna be fine.
You're gonna one up.
You're gonna one up.
But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for Silent Hill F. Obviously, we left out a very large portion of this game. If you get the chance, definitely give it a playthrough. Give it a chance. Even if you play on easy and casual like I did, it's still 100% enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And I think you'll get a very good narrative out of it. And to me, it's one of the top 5 well-told stories I've played.
It is. It's I highly recommend this as well too. Very very incredible game.
Like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10. For me.
Yeah.
Difficulty obviously is variable depending on what you want to do, but
even at the highest difficulty, I would still say the game is probably a 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that you beat the whole thing like that, because you're not good at games.
You keep saying that. Do you need me to take a picture of the platinum trophy and send it to you?
I'm happy that you did it. It's just, it amazes me that you did it. Because we've watched you play games. We watched you miss the map.
I didn't miss the map. I got it.
You missed
After we finished the area.
I got it, though.
Can't believe it. Was that Silent Hill 1?
2.
That was Silent Hill 2?
That was Silent Hill 2, yeah.
When we played the PS1.
Jesus Christ.
No, not the PS1. It was PS2.
Was it?
We played Silent Hill 2.
Come on.
Yeah.
But still, we've watched you play games over the years.
Oh, wait, was it Silent Hill 1? It may have been 1.
I don't know.
Either way, yes.
But still, it was amazing to me. But then again, your tenacity always comes out on top.
It does. I never give up.
You never give up. But, like I said, give it a chance.
I'll do it. Yep.
Play through it. Let us know what you guys think when you do play it. If you're interested in it. If you have played it, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your theories.
Yeah, I would be very interested to find out what your theories are, or anything that's that hasn't already been stated before, because I'm always looking to see like what else is out there on this game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, you can also check out our other podcasts on the PTG Powercast on iTunes or Spotify.
That's right. And you can also go to the main channel, powertripgaming.tv.
Yep, it'll take you to our YouTube page where you can watch all of our playthroughs. That includes Nintendo games and all other systems as well.
That's right. Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2.
That was it.
Did we start Silent Hill 3? I think we started Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't finish it.
No. And then I think we started Remake, obviously, and finished it.
Never finished it. So I will finish it.
But yes, and I think that'll do her. So
right.
That's that.
That's it. You've been listening with Power.
Yeah, that's right. PTG Powercast. Now you're listening with Power.